All right. And here we go. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Power Up Advocacy 2025 New Year, New Level. And up first is deployment. Thanks to the committee members, the self-advocate members, and the support staff for putting the time and place to put this rally together. So we thank you all. Let's have fun. Let's rejoice and let's remember the day of all about self-advocacy. And the first people and agendas are welcome, employment, financial literacy. Then we have a nice little lunch break. Then we have dance. Then we have self-care. Then we have action planning, problem solving. And to round out the order and speak up and just to speak out, planning, problem solving. What are your next steps? Right. The Alliances and Network Advocates and self-advocate groups around Illinois, and we began in 2008, and we are funded by the Illinois Council on Development Disabilities. Our vision is for self-advocates to work together to get support we need to live the life we want in the community. Our vision is to speak up for ourselves and each other while working together to make the changes in our community in Illinois. Our focus is to empowering you to speak up about what you want and what you want and need, what you don't want and don't need, action plan your goals, participate in the advocacy at the personal, agency, community, and statewide level. Our services are youth in transition, Advocate Bureau, LGBT community empowerment programs, ambassador leadership programs, member group chapter support, learning advocacy opportunities. Self-advocates unite. Nothing about us without us. We have a mouth. We can speak up for ourselves, and we can make our own choices. What is self-advocacy? The key elements of self-advocacy: understanding your needs, knowing your strengths and challenges, knowing what kind of support might help, accommodate, knowing your support might help accommodate your challenges, explores of what works for you, communicate these needs to others, make a plan and practice if needed. Okay. What is self-advocacy? Shift the concern, holding the problem in place. And you see right there is a little diagram on how to take the steps on, recognizing the problem. And now, let's kick off this rally. Appointment for possibility partners, April, Shanti, and Bob. Possibility partners. Let's take it away.
All right. All right. Yeah. You guys ready? We're going to talk to you about employment. Woo! All right. Yep. All right. Start us off with the title of the presentation, Shanti.
Employment opportunities for people with disability. What's out there?
What is out there? All right. Next slide. All right. So go ahead and take it.
Employment rights of a person with a disability.
Okay. And April, can you tell me what law protects people with disabilities? ADA.
Protect law.
Okay. And can you tell me, is it lawful to discriminate
No.
Against people with disabilities?
No. No.
You're protected in which thing? Right here. Can you read them, Shinty?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Recruitment, ferry, arrange, trade, jobs, assignments, promotion, pay, and benefits.
Benefits. All right. Now, but what is it now? What the person must be qualified
For the job.
for the job with reasonable accommodations.
Yeah.
You know what they mean by reasonable accommodations?
The point. Everybody. Reasonable accommodation is
Like schedules,
schedule.
right?
Yeah.
Special equipment,
Person.
and like what other things would they be able to accommodate?
The
Like being able to get in?
get the job.
Okay. Now, can they require you to have a medical examination before they give you the job?
No.
Unless,
Everybody take the test.
unless everybody takes the examination, regardless of their level of ability.
Yeah.
All right, next slide.
Yes.
All right. One moment, please. This is Christine. Bob, Shenty, and April, are you able to turn on your camera so folks can see you while you're presenting? And we got a message that folks are not seeing any slides. So if somebody could let me know out there, are you seeing slides or not?
Good morning, Christine. This is me, Chewy, and yes, I can see your slides,
Okay.
but
All
I just wanted to let you know, you can just take the auditor, the chat GP, the thing that is my note taker, you can just take them off the Zoom if they're on.
okay.
This is
It's
Mike from Frankfurt CDS. We could see the slide.
okay. Thank you. Thank you, Frankfurt CDS. And Chewy, thank you for letting me know that I can take the AI off if I want to. Right now, it is not in the way or bothering anything. So I think I will keep it on.
And
So I
we
want to
do
make
not
sure,
talk. They talk. When they
Laura,
tell us,
yeah,
You see the shit, man.
Laura Hillard, are you able to see the slides
we
now?
talk. Otherwise, we don't. Okay. This is your learning. Okay. But where is our?
All right. So let's see. Daphne, I'm going to go ahead and mute you. All right, Bob.
Okay. I just
All
tried
right.
to change out the screen so it's just not doing all the.
Okay. I've also put you on Spotlight.
Why are we not down there with Bob?
No, they're next door.
Why are they down there with Bob?
Because they have another separate room that they occupied for each
Hi,
one.
everybody. If you can please put yourself on mute, that would be great. We're hearing a lot of background noise. Thank you so much.
And your boyfriend.
Yeah.
All right.
Bob, Shenty, April, go ahead and take it away.
All right. So can you go to the next slide?
Yes.
All right. So this is the traditional division. Can you read that? Read that, Jeffrey?
Traditional division of rehabilitation service model DRS.
DRS, normally called
And
doors.
called doors. Door is somebody who gives you the door is somebody who put your application in.
Yeah, they help you find the
They find
job.
a job.
These are like regular jobs, like ready-made jobs that are in the competitive market.
That was doing it.
So they help you like pick the job you want.
Yeah.
They can also help you
Find a job.
pay for college,
Yeah.
help you fill out,
The application.
and also help you with the
The
interview.
interview.
All right, next slide.
Oh.
What do you need for the doors appointment?
Okay, so what kind of things you need to bring when you go to doors?
Yeah.
The list of your goals. What you want. You need to have a medical record proving that you have a disability.
Letter from Social Security listing monthly amount.
Because they want to know what kind of benefits you're already getting, right?
Yeah.
All right. We have all the information at the bottom of the screen. If doors will not help you,
You call the
you can appeal by going to Equip for Equality. All right, next slide.
Next one.
door.
A custom employment.
Customized employment.
Yeah.
And what do they do with customized employment?
See.
April.
They go out there and sell. They go out there and they sell you.
Yep, that's right. They do sell you. It's where they create the job.
For you.
They create
The special job
description.
Change job
For you.
and schedule and give the employee on the job supports.
All right, next slide.
The step of means employment. The discovery, job search, planning, job development, and negotiations. Post-employment support.
Post-employment support. Right. All right, next slide.
Next one.
Okay.
They're doing.
Oh,
Go ahead, Chris.
Next slide.
Go ahead, Chris.
There we go.
Is.
So discovery. So what do they go? What are they doing in discovery, April?
They're selling
They're going out. They're
you.
looking.
Looking for the job.
No, they're looking at you.
You. Yeah.
They're gonna watch what?
Well, watch what you do.
Your daily routine.
Thing. And you gotta ride to
What
work.
you're interested in.
Yeah.
How you learn, and what you can do well.
Yeah.
So what do? They can come out to your house, right?
To your job, to your work.
They watch you. They watch you do your day. Watch you through your day. They assess your skills.
Yeah.
And talk to your family.
Yeah.
Right? And then what do? They go look at. They go talk to the local businesses.
And they go ask them and
find where the jobs are. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Next slide.
Job search planning.
Job search planning.
Customers.
So they're developing a plan that spells out the job seeker's goals.
Clear.
Right. So they're going to find out what you're good at.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
They're going to find out what you need.
Yeah.
What you're interested in.
Yeah. And then you got right.
And then they're going to go out and find out the businesses who need those skills that you have, right?
Yeah.
All right. Next slide.
Job
development
and
negotiation.
Customers and employment.
All right.
Find out where most important, the best part of job for the job seeker.
Then who do they need to explain it to? April.
Oh.
And
the people.
And the employer.
Out there.
Because they don't know. They don't know about this. This is customized employment. We're creating a whole new job for you.
Yeah.
So we're trying to explain this to the employers.
Right.
And then also we're going to try to, what did you say before? That we need to sell you? We need to sell the job seeker to the employer. Because there's a lot of benefits to hiring you.
Right.
And we got to make them see that, right?
Yeah.
Then we got to change the way the job sounds.
Right.
To match what you're good at, right?
Yeah.
And then negotiate with the employer
Mhm.
as to what this job is going to look like.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, next slide.
Post employment support customers employment. Helping
Employee.
employee keep or move up on his job or weekend. His job if he is laid off.
Right. So what? You're trying to get what? More
money.
more hours, right? More money. And getting a better position, right? Getting promoted. So this is after you get the job. All right, next slide.
Stability employment.
And supported employment.
Correct.
Now, what do you now? It's customized. You're creating a whole new job. Now, what do you think supported employment does?
They go. The important job is
What kind of supports do they give you?
to give you more support.
Like what kind of supports do they give you when you get a job? How do they support you?
It's your job code.
A job coach. That's where the job coaches come into play, right?
If they on the job with you.
So if you need a support, you need a job coach there with you, right?
Right, you need to help you on the job. If you don't know the job correct, if they on the job with you to help you till you learn the skill.
Right. So now if you got supported employment, do you get more jobs or less jobs?
More jobs.
Do you get more hours or less hours?
More hours.
And do you make more money or less money?
More money.
Right. So when a job specialist, they do supported employment. They're finding out what you're good at, right?
Yeah.
Matching you with the job.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then giving you on the job training. That's the job coach.
Yeah.
Until you learn it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Next slide.
Mm-hmm. The ways global employers can serve people with disability.
All right. Now this is going to be a priority. Now, when you talk about making a commitment to hiring people with a disability, how high up do you want to go?
Yeah.
You want to go to the top.
Yeah.
You want the top people have to be committed to this.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now do you remember we talked about like what kind of jobs when you're in college and you do a job to find out about it before you actually get hired? What do they call that?
We call internship.
Internship. We got to offer internships because when you're in school, that's how you learn to do the job.
Internship.
Now, what about job applications? What kind of how can we help them with job applications?
We do the application.
Do like make it accessible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if people can't type.
If we can type for us, if we can read, they read for us. If we can go out and do it, they do it for us. The job coach go out there and they tell us to them, and they tell what kind of job we want, and we tell them the job we like.
Okay. And make that the company goals. We have to make that a goal for the company.
Yeah.
We need to hire people with disabilities.
Yeah.
And you were talking about assistive technology. Do you know what they're talking about when they say assistive technology?
Then
helping people.
Who got disability?
Helping them do what?
To get the job.
And reading.
Reading.
Writing.
Homework.
Communicating. Like if they can't use words to speak, they can help them communicate that way.
Yeah.
Help them learn the information.
Yeah.
And help them get around. Right?
Cool.
Okay, next slide.
Okay, why employers should hire people with disability?
All right. Because what? Do people with disabilities have talent?
Yeah.
Yes. And they need to realize that, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of people out there with talent.
Yeah.
People aren't going to give them any chance because they think they have a disability. Well, there's talents are out there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we're also talking about creating a culture. What do they call it when you have a bunch of different types of people in the workplace? Well, you got people of different races, people of different genders, people of different cognitive and mobility. They call that diversity. We need to maintain a culture of diversity because we need to be all these people. You're all part of this society we're in, right?
Yeah.
You're all part of it. We need to see you out there.
Yeah.
And plus, they need workers.
Yeah.
Can people with disabilities do good work?
Yeah.
Are they hard workers?
Yeah.
Do they show up on time?
Yes.
All right. Right.
Yeah.
They need us out there, right?
Yeah.
Because you guys, there you can get the work done.
Yeah.
This is starting busy.
Now, what do they call it? What do they call it when you come up with a different idea?
Them.
Creativity.
Creativity.
You guys are very creative, right?
Yeah.
Because you guys you don't necessarily can do things in the ordinary way. So sometimes to get things done, you got to be creative, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what people need in the business world, right?
Yeah.
They need creative people that come up with ideas to get things done.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And here's one thing too. Remember this. If a customer comes up and they see a person with a different, they feel good. They feel a group of people maybe they haven't seen before, right?
Yeah.
You guys are out there. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Next slide.
Okay, next one. Here we go. Nutrition presentation option for people with disability.
All right. So we got the regular one that everybody already knows about, right? It's called ADA paratransit. Sometimes it's called dial-a-ride. But now we got some other programs that pays to start, right?
Yeah.
One of them is called rideshare access.
Right.
One of them is called taxi access. Right? All right. Can you move to the next slide?
Yeah. Taxi access program.
All right.
Tax.
Under the taxi access program, if you're in the city, you can use Chicago taxis at a reduced rate for same-day trips.
$2.
Well, no, you're thinking of rideshare.
Oh.
Taxi's a little different, but under taxi, you don't need to call in advance. You just wave down a taxi and you get a reduced rate. At the bottom of the screen, we can make that available to you. It can help you if you're in the city of Chicago. You can be part of the WAV taxi dispatch service. All right.
Yeah.
Next slide.
Actually, with the TAP program, you are also able to take a Uber.
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about now. The rideshare access.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Right, because that you can't do both programs at the same time. You got to pick one. You can either do the taxi one or you can do the rideshare one. But now April, she was jumping the gun on that. She already knows about the rideshare. So tell us about the rideshare, April. How much do you pay?
$2 to get there.
And then, but you can only go up to
$100.
no $30. $30. So if a trip costs more than $30, you start paying again.
Yeah.
But at the rideshare, you got the Uber app on your phone. You sign up for the program. You qualify under ADA. All you do is pay the $2, right? Mm-hmm. And you can't do more than how many trips?
So
8.
8.
You can only do 8 trips on a day under the rideshare program.
Right.
So this is available. You just got to make sure you can use the app on your phone, the Uber app, and you got to be eligible under ADA. And then PACE will pay anything over $2 up to $30. All right. Mm-hmm. Next slide. All right. Now this is the one you're all familiar with, right?
Yeah.
Paratransit. Now, do you need to call ahead of time to get a Uber dial-a-ride?
Yeah.
You do need to call ahead of time. But where do they do it? Do you have to go to a bus stop to get dial-a-ride?
No,
No.
they come to your house.
They come to your house and they'll take you to your destination,
They
right?
pick you up and they come to your house.
So this is required by what law?
ADA.
That's why they have ADA for dial-a-ride. And you have to prove that your disability,
You got disability.
that you can't use
The pay bus.
You can't use the fixed bus rides, right?
The fixed bus ride.
All right. And they only go to the same area as the regular routes.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe that is that our final slide? Okay, here we go. We got examples of this or that. So we got to find out what everybody picks, all right? So
Full time or part time?
all right, who would rather prefer to have a full-time job? That means at least 40 hours a week. Or how many would rather do part-time job?
All right, this is Christine with the Alliance. We invite you to type into the chat box your answer for this or that, where you make the choice. How many of you want full-time? How many of you want part-time? All right, type it in. We're going to read it out loud.
You want full-time or part-time?
Full-time.
You want full-time? All right.
All right, we have some folks at Ray Graham Association's My Center who are saying part-time. All right, again, you get to make the choice. Would you rather have full-time or part-time? Okay, we have it depends on the schedule. Right now, I am all in for full-time. Have another person saying part-time. Got another vote for full-time. Oh, we've got 2 full-times, 1 part-time, another part-time. Here's another full-time. Wow, we have 3 for full-time and 5 for part-time. I am so glad y'all have opinions on this. I'm not keeping score. We've got full-time. We've got part-time. We've got full-time, more money. Show me the money. We've got 4 part-time, 4 full-time. We got 4 more full-times, 3 more part-times. Ooh, I like this. Part-time because it depends on the days working and also free time. What's the old saying? All work and no play makes Jack not so fun. All right, we've got part-time. Ooh, depending on hours for Social Security. All right, we have another. We have a mix of both. Wow, we have a lot of opinions and we're not afraid to share them. Thank you for speaking up and speaking out. And we really need to talk about benefits planning. So as you are considering full-time or part-time, looking into the benefits you have and how can your employment impact those benefits? We have to be educated and empowered. All right, we have mostly part-time and then part-time because of free time. We like our free time, right? All right, here's our next, this or that. So Shenty, April, and Bob, right now you're on mute. I'm asked you to unmute so you can share what is our next, this or that.
The next one. Can you read them, Shinty?
Yeah. Wow. Woman
Remote?
and in person.
So which do you prefer? Which do you prefer? Do you prefer to meet people remotely, like on Zoom, like we're doing now? Or do you like to see people in person?
People in person.
All right. So people are chiming in. Thank you so much. We've got in person, remote, or maybe a mix of both. A little bit of time in person, a little bit remote. kind of like a little bit country and a little bit rock and roll for those of you who are Donnie and Marie fans. In person for sure. We've got another remote. Wow, this is great in person because it is a different experience and interactions. In person for 3 people. We've got another both, kind of a hybrid, they call it. We've got in person. William Bedell ARC's in the house, and the entire group says in person. All right, we've got a both in person, unless there's bad weather. Ugh, like it's really cold out, folks. We've got 3 for remote. We have in person, 5 in person, 6 in person, 1 remote. So it looks like we're kind of mixed on this. Some people say, yeah, let's do remote. Other people say, I'm all for in person. All right, we've got another in person. Thank you. What's our next this or that?
Okay, can you read that, Shanti?
Yeah. Workshop setting in the community.
So which would you rather work at? In a workshop setting, a children workshop, or having a community job?
All right, so here's another one, this or that, where you get to make the choice, and we want to hear what you choose. Would you prefer to work in a workshop setting, perhaps like a community day service setting, or would you like to work in the community? And so far, we see in the community. Oh, everyone at Envision is saying community. We have another community. Oh, here's one. In the community where we live. We're going to ask folks to be on mute to help increase accessibility for everyone. We have another in the community was the majority because you can meet new people and friends and also different opportunities. 6 people want community and 1 wants a workshop setting with work accommodations and a small work setting. I like this. In the community where we live. All right, we have both. We have a we love the community. 1 says workshop setting. 1 says 6 in the community. Anita says she does both, but prefers the community. Andrew in the community. Kreider, 6 in the community. Livingston County Advocates in Action, joining us from Pontiac, Illinois, all in the community. I like that you all have opinions and you're not afraid to share them.
Okay. Can you read them now? What are we talking about now, Shanti?
It could be daytime, nighttime.
So which would you rather work at, during the daytime or work during nighttime?
Ooh, this is a good one. Some of us are daytime people, where the early bird gets the worm. Others of us are night owls. You can go all night long, just like Lionel Richie. So what would you choose, daytime or nighttime? And RGA's My Center says daytime.
Nighttime for me. By the time I get home, I go in right to bed.
And then I relax.
All right. Yeah, some people want to work during the day so they can relax at night. All right. Barb, daytime, so we can have a social life in the evening or spend time with family. Gary is loving the musical reference, and he says daytime. TCRC and Tremont, everyone says daytime. Anita and Lisa say daytime. Laura says 7 people want daytime, 2 people want nighttime. Envision, 1 person said it would be okay at night, but others say daytime because of traveling while it's light out. Yeah, it's easier to see things during the daytime. Livingston County Advocates in Action, 5 said daytime, 2 said night. Piatt County Mental Health, 4 in the daytime. Andrew says daytime. Main Street, 2 people said both, or both for us. So some people say day, some people say night. John says nighttime, so he can party during the day. Well, all right, John. All right, Kreider says 6 in the daytime, 2 in the nighttime. Chewy, daytime. Emil, daytime. C-suite and Empower. Some say daytime due to safety reasons, and so they have the rest during their night. Others said nighttime because that's when they're more awake. Piatt County. We have a few that would like nighttime. Tavares says nights. Daphne says day. All right. Thank you for that.
Job volunteering.
Yes. So would you rather have a paying job, or would you rather do a volunteering job where you're working for the love of helping people?
Paying job. I'm for free. Let me come for free from here. I like rather have paid job. Money in my pocket.
All right. So here's our next this or that where you get to make the choice. Would you rather have a job that puts money in your pocket, or would you rather do volunteering that makes your heart feel good? Either is great. You get to choose. And so we say, well, it depends on what kind of job. Other person said job. Emil said, I need a paying job. Oh, at Aspire South, both because they want to get paid and help out more. Another Aspire said both. Piatt County, a paid job and volunteer. Andrew wants that paying job. Show me the money. RGA, and some want volunteering and a job. Main Street, we are both a 50-50 split. Daphne, volunteering. John and Alice, they volunteer with animals, but they both say they'd like to work a paying job as well. All right. Let's everybody say who wants a job. Show me the money. All right.
Money.
Yes. Barbara says we would like a job that pays where we can save our money and pay bills. We like the independence. We will also like to volunteer in our community. Thank you to the Kylie Center joining us up in Waukegan. All right, LCAA, 2 folk want volunteer and 8 want pay. TCRC in Tremont, 7 folks want jobs, 4 want to volunteer. Chewy says a job, but volunteer sometimes if needed. All right, thank you, RGA Mize. I'm with you. Show me the money, but I do like to volunteer. That makes my heart sing. All right, it looks like we are at the point of some questions and answers. All right, and I had a couple of questions come in. Oh, thank you. We had, let's see, Kreider, 6 want jobs, 2 want to volunteers. So we have some questions and hopefully you have some answers. The first is, I live in Southern Illinois and we don't have the type of transportation that you have in Chicago. What do we do? We want to have jobs. How do we get there?
Mine is easy. I work up for you.
How do y'all get there?
Yes.
Yeah, we're in Cook County, so we're familiar with Cook County stuff, and And so even if you go down into Will County, some of these things aren't available. But I know they have some taxi services downstate.
In Springfield.
Well, yeah, Springfield and
Right.
well, they're in Tazewell County, so that's like a whole different setup. They're in Tremont. I don't know if my brother is that where my brother's at? Is that Tremont? Yeah, my brother there.
Well, we did have someone say you could go to your county or ask your mayor or go to the city council meetings and talk to them. We need transportation and see maybe what kind of help that they can come up with.
Yeah, go to the township.
Right, go to your mayor and ask them what they could do and see how y'all can get around to your job and get the transportation, how to get there and get you a ride around there.
Right.
All right. And from RGA, they have another suggestion. We call Ryder, or maybe your mom and dad can take you. Oh, wow. Here's another question. This comes from Aspire South Academy. What if a job only offers either part-time or full-time? What tactics would you suggest for negotiating? Maybe they only offer full-time and you want part-time, or it's only part-time and you want full-time. So, Shanti, April, Bob, what would you suggest?
Question and answer.
Well, the negotiation that's usually applies mainly to customized employment. The other things like supported employment, those are like pre-existing jobs, so you would just kind of take what they give. I think that's an education process with making sure the local business owners in these other areas understand that there is customized employment, and it's a matter of getting the job specialist to explain what that is. So if you're negotiating,
you gotta take it.
You got to tell them, hey, this is what the customized employment is. This person has great skills in this area and that area, but they can only work this. It's like something you work out. That would be before the interview process, where you say, hey, this person's available. This person is awesome at getting stuff filed or getting stuff put away, but he can only work like what? 10 hours a week, 20 hours a week. It's like my experience is retail doesn't want to give you that many hours anyway. So, but my experience with retail is they only want to give people 5 to 10 hours a week anyway. So, but you got to kind of negotiate with them and get them and demonstrate your value to them and see if you can get more if you want more. So.
All right, we do have some suggestions that have been rolling in. And so RGA Mize says, take what they give you. That's always an option that you can choose. Main Street says, we think you should negotiate for full-time or take part-time. First, then work up to full-time. So take the part-time and try and work up to that full-time. Back to the question about transportation, William Bedell offered this. Sometimes if you have staff, it is possible to ride from a company like William Bedell, but it is difficult for people in rural areas. Reach out to local nonprofits. They might be able to provide services. And Andrew Berman said, ask for funding in small towns. So I really like these suggestions that you all are giving as we think about employment and what perhaps our options are. Here's another one. Oh, this is some great advice too. John says, be careful not to take too many hours so it doesn't mess with your Social Security funds. Yeah. And
they'll take your security, how much you're taking of your security check.
Okay, yeah,
And
it's
then different,
important to
there's
check
an
that out.
organization. There's an organization, I think, that offers benefit counseling, where if you sign a release of information with Social Security Administration, they can talk to you and break it down, like how, if it's SSI or SSDI, that's different effects on eligibility, and break it down and explain exactly, because it always comes down to dollars, really, not hours per se.
Okay. Here's another question. Say you're working with a job coach, but you do not like that job coach. You do not get along with that person at all. What is your advice? What should somebody do?
You go report the job coach you go report the job coach to her boss and tell the boss you want a new job coach. Then you don't get along with that job coach for a reason. And then they go find you another job coach. It might take them a long time to find you a new job coach because you let start that job and then you gotta wait for a long time for them to find you another job coach.
Like the DRS counselor, the person that you probably initially talked to before you were assigned a job coach, I think you could refer back to them.
All right. So it sounds like you're describing what RGA said. Perhaps get a new one. Advocate for a new job coach. We know that the relationship between you and a job coach is one that's based on trust and respect and dignity and empowerment. And so being able to have a job coach that supports you to achieve your best, new levels is very important. Main Street said, advocate and ask for a new job coach. Another person said, maybe you could talk to the job coach and let them know what you like and what you don't like. Maybe you could work things out. I don't know. That's up to you. All right, here is another question, and this may have to do with accommodations. I want to work, but I can't stand up for a long time. My legs start to hurt. What do I do?
That's covered under ADA. As long as it's a reasonable accommodation, I imagine they would have to demonstrate that giving you this special ergonomic desk or whatever you require, if they say that it would be too much of a burden on them, I guess they could argue that it's not reasonable. But as long as it's a reasonable accommodation, they have to help you. They have to make that part of the job.
All right. We had two people chime in and say, ask for an accommodation. Another person messaged and said, what does ergonomic mean?
Oh, well, people are, and sometimes in office settings, people, it's bad for the posture or bad for circulation to be sitting for long periods of time. So people have these new ergonomic desks where they elevate, where you can work at your desk and speak while you're standing. You can type. We have a couple of people here who have that because they asked for it, and it's like, so you can sit there and type while you're standing. So you're not, affecting your circulation or your posture or whatever.
All right. Here's another bit of advice. Tell your boss you need accommodations and be honest. I like that. So if you have any questions that you would like to present to April, Shenty, or Bob, go ahead and type them into the chat box and we'll read them out loud. Here is another one that I got. How do you decide what's best? Is it customized employment? Is it supported employment? How do I decide what's right for me?
Well, customized employment is a longer process. It's a more involved process. And that'd be for people who maybe aren't good fits for the jobs as they are at the moment. like a lot of jobs, when you go out and look for jobs, there's jobs out there and they already have a clearly defined what their tasks are, what their responsibilities are. And if you feel you can meet that and cover all the duties under that job title, then you wouldn't necessarily want to go through the customized employment process. Customized employment process is, like I say, it's a very involved thing involving discovery and negotiation and carving out a particular job. So it's a little longer, but if you can do the job as it's presented in the competitive workplace, I would say just stick with that and maybe get some supports. But if you feel like you have a unique set of skills that could be met by creating a different type of job, then I would go for the customized route.
All right. Thank you for that very detailed response. Here is another question, and it is, my staff worked really hard to find this job for me, but I don't like it. It's not what I want to do. What should I do?
Hey, speak up.
Speak out.
Speak up and speak out. Yes.
Everybody has to make that decision. Yeah, everybody's been in a job where they find out they don't like it. It's not a good fit.
Yeah.
And there may be reasons for you to keep a job you don't like because right now, that's the way you get your money. But yeah, if you really can't make it work,
speak out.
I would say let them know. Say, okay, this isn't working. Make sure to be professional about it. Let them know, like, give them notice. Say, hey, this isn't a good fit. Mm-hmm. As long as be polite, don't burn any bridges. But yeah, there's no reason for you. I mean, this is your life. There's no reason for you to spend a large amount of time doing a job you don't like.
All right. Here's some other suggestions that we received. Speak up and speak out. That really resonates. Another suggestion, be honest and be nice to them, and hopefully they understand. Here's one, talk with your staff, case manager, or parents. Sometimes getting advice from other people can help us to think through things or practice conversations, hard conversations we might want to have. Oh, here's a suggestion. We would stick with the job we don't really like, but we'd keep looking. Yeah, that's great. All right, we have time, I think, for another question or so before we get ready to switch over to our next presentation. And the question that came in is this: how do you find jobs? Do you just go walking around? Do you look in the newspaper? Do you look online?
Do you look online?
Yeah, I don't think pounding the pavement is really a strategy people use anymore. I guess if you know the people in your local community, you can still. My experience is usually because you know somebody. You know somebody, and they say, "Hey, a job's opened up over here." But yeah, there's online opportunities. They got different headhunters out there, and like you say, we got all kinds of programs that specialize in helping people with disabilities with their job search. So that's an option. But yeah, pounding the pavement, people don't do a lot of that anymore. So
all right. We got some great advice. Go online, newspaper online, go in places in business, like go right into them. Talk to your case manager. Go online with your job coach. Perhaps they'll help you. Now, this really is our final question. Oh, online newspaper and word of mouth. Yes. All right, here's a question. What do you do if you don't get along with a coworker and it's causing you stress? What do you do when you don't get along with a coworker and it causes you stress?
Go and let the boss know. And let the boss know you don't get along with that person. And
Well,
then
that would also depend on what the exact nature of the problem is, because it's like sometimes personalities, they don't mesh, and so you just work it out. But if people are acting out of line, if people are harassing you or whatever, then yeah, I would say you could report that. But it's just a matter of being professional, right?
Yes, being professional and remembering our self-advocacy skills. We got to speak up and speak out. Yes.
If somebody's really pushing your buttons, I'd say just come right out with them and say, hey, I don't like that. I don't like that kind of joking. Move. Could we try to take it a different direction?
Yes. Here's some other advice. Talk to the coworker or your boss. We have try and talk it out. Another, talk to your boss, talk to the person. Again, using those self-advocacy skills, whether you choose to speak to the person directly, you choose to maybe talk to your case manager, job coach, the boss, maybe family. It's important that you speak up and speak out. All right. So I want to say thank you so much to Shenty, April, and Bob from Possibility Partners for sharing employment opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So now we are going to have a couple of minutes where we switch over to talk about financial literacy. So it's going to take me just a couple of minutes to find our speakers, to spotlight them for you. Oh, and I appreciate your patience as we do this. Okay.
I'm over here.
Okay, you're over here.
I should have lighted up.
You did. All right, we have Leanne. Now, Leanne, do you want to be, we want to spotlight you, and we will do that. And let me find, where is Chewy?
I'm over here.
Oh, thank you for speaking up so I can find you quickly. So we're not going to start yet. We have about 2 minutes. So if anybody wants to get up, they want to move around, they want to do some shoulder shoulder shrugs. Oh, Chewy's doing a big stretch. Maybe you need to get another cup of coffee. Maybe you need to get something cold to drink. Whatever you need to do, you've got about a minute and a half to do it before we start talking about money. Many of you said during our employment, show me the money. And Chewy and Leanne are going to talk about what are we going to do with that money? It's all up to you. Yes, thank you. Kylie Center says, we are excited for financial literacy. Thank you, Kylie. I'm excited too.
What am I going to do? Spend it.
Well, I think we're going to talk about that.
There you go. That's the presentation. Spend money.
Show me the money. Yes.
Christine, did you let them know that we have this worksheet?
Yes. Can you see the screen, Leanne and Chewy?
Yes.
All right. And you all got the worksheet as an attachment. You had the choice to either download and print it now or download and print it later on. Perhaps the next time you meet, you have a conversation about what you learned, what you heard, what you saw, and now what are you going to do with this new information? However, it works best for you is up to you. All right. Chewy and Leanne, is there anything you need from Tara or I before I mute myself?
Nope, you can take down the thing and we're just going to do our thing. So you can take down the picture of hey, there we are.
All right. So show us the money.
Okay. Chewy, you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. I was just
Okay.
taking.
Hi, everybody. I'm Leanne, and this is Chewy, and both of us are financial wellness trainers. We got trained through a grant from the council, the same people who are providing us this rally. They do the alliance, they do financial wellness, and so we're going to talk about it because it is super important with everything that is happening. So the first thing that we want to know, Chewy, what does financial wellness mean to you?
It means being able to spend my money the way I want to spend it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you need to have enough money to spend?
I think so. Yeah.
And how do you know how much is enough?
I don't know. I just spend my money.
Okay. Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Hey, everybody. I saw everybody knows how to use the chat now. And so what does financial wellness mean to you guys? That's kind of a big way of saying, I know I have enough money to do what I want to do. Okay. So what does financial wellness mean? And then we have financial literacy. That means, hey, I know how to handle the money that I have. Okay. Does anybody want to put in what that means to you?
All right.
Being able to pay for my cell phone every month. Fantastic, Dennis.
Yes. Thank you for starting us off. So, as Leanne said, now is the time for you to type in using the chat box. What does financial literacy, financial wellness mean to you? So go ahead, type it in. We will read it out loud. Okay.
LCAA, saving money, having enough money to eat, pay bills, and for recreational activities. Aspire says to be stress-free and independent.
I love all these good answers.
Yeah. Properly budgeting your money. Oh, yeah. Kylie says, understanding how to manage our money. William Bedell says, Alice says, saving money is important to her life. Blue Cap says, things you want to go and do. Having enough money for what you want to do. Budgeting our wants and needs. Kylie, woohoo! We're going to be using our form. Activity, video games, clothes, electronics, eating out, all of those things. Chewy, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. But I don't like budgeting.
Yeah, no, budgeting is no fun.
Well, but
Anita is very good at saving money, and she's able to do whatever she wants because of it. Oh, my center says budgeting. Budgeting, that's a big word for some people. Me, budgeting means planning out how I'm going to spend my money. Okay. And so I'm going to show you this big book that we are not going to get to today. There is so much to learn, but we wanted to start with the basics, okay? Depending on where people live, you might have a different amount of money that you get every month. Some people get $60 a month. Some people get $100 a month. People who have jobs like April, they get way more money than they would just from their SSI. And I am so glad that April and Shanti and Bob were able to talk about Social Security because that's in our book. They were able to talk about getting a job because that's in our book. Oh, cigarettes and coffee, says Blue Cap. Okay. Cigarettes cost a lot of money. Okay. So we're also going to talk about some things that maybe we can do if we don't have enough money. So let's ask another question, Chewy. Let me ask you, what do we need money for?
Well, check this out, Leanne. I got a whole list for you.
Oh, okay. Are we going to do your budget now?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, how much money? Let me tell you. Okay, you've got $100 to spend. 20, 40, 60, 80, $100 to spend. Let's spend that money and then we will talk about other things we might need money for. Okay?
Okay.
So what's on your list? And then I am gonna keep track.
Okay. So I want to get I want to get some magazine subscriptions.
You want to get some magazine subscriptions. Okay, so how much are those? We could figure what? 20 bucks, 20 bucks a month, maybe?
$20 a month.
For one subscription, maybe? Or maybe it's $40 a year.
Oh, I got Xbox 360, so I try to keep up with the latest games,
All
and
right.
then I also got a subscription to Sports Illustrated. I want to keep up with the sports.
Okay. And
Uh,
so how much does a new game cost?
a new game nowadays it runs like about $40, maybe
All
30.
right. So $40 for a new game. This is how much you have. Oh, Gary Arnold said Pong. Hilarious. That's what we're going to go back to. Okay, Chewy. What
Uh,
else do you want? Oh, you said a magazine subscription. What should we say? Like $5?
yeah.
All right, $5 for your magazine subscription a month. What else do we have?
I like to eat out. Who doesn't
Oh,
like to eat out?
okay. Where do you like to go to eat out?
You know, sometimes I like to go to the fancy restaurants, but just because we're on here, I'm gonna say McDonald's.
McDonald's. I happened to go to McDonald's the other day. I got a filet-o-fish and a small fry, and you know how much that cost me?
About 15 bucks.
$10.
Well,
$10 for McDonald's. So,
well, that's you, because here in Chicago, it would cost me like about 15 bucks.
okay,
Plus
15 bucks.
plus delivery.
Okay, man. You got 40 bucks left, and we are 5 minutes into the month. What else do you want to buy?
You mean I can't afford a vacation?
A vacation? Where
Yeah,
are you going to go on a vacation?
I don't know.
Anywhere?
Mexico?
Oh, you're going to go to Mexico. Okay. Do you have a passport?
Um, no, I gotta get one.
You know how much a passport costs?
I don't know, maybe about $40? What?
Or like 120 bucks. So
Huh?
that takes all of this month's money and some of next month's money. What else?
That's no fair.
I know. I wish we all had unlimited resources,
I know, right?
unlimited money. What else?
Let's see. What else do I want to get? I want new clothes. I'm tired of this clothes that I'm wearing every single day.
New clothes from where? You mean your Speak Up, Speak Out t-shirt every day is not working for you?
No, no,
No,
no.
mine neither. I wore my Caffeinate and Advocate shirt today. We all
Well,
need more t-shirts, right?
I'm wearing my Access Living t-shirt today, and it's not working out for me. I mean, I need some like regular dress clothes.
Dress clothes. Okay, and where do you have a store that you like?
The Men's Warehouse.
Oh, the Men's Warehouse. Ooh, that is a nice store. How
I
much you
know,
think a
right?
shirt costs at the Men's Warehouse?
About I don't know. I think like around $50.
Okay. We are now all done with next month's money. So, we're at 160.
Oh my God,
Is this working for you?
this is not working for me.
Okay, well, let's talk about a couple of things. And we're talking about everything. So I saw a bunch of stuff come in for what we need money for, because all of us need money for stuff.
Yep.
Okay. Cell phone bills, video games, spending money on my girlfriend.
I forgot that. Oh my God, she's gonna kill me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, fellas, no more girlfriends if we don't have dates. Women, same thing. Equal opportunity dating. Alice says that she uses her weekly budget on cat supplies and group activities, and Anne says a savings account, food, drinks, and new t-shirts. Anything else that you can think of that we need money for?
Um, hmm. I live in this nice apartment.
Okay, you live in an apartment.
Yeah,
Everybody, Chewy lives in a supported living apartment.
yeah,
So when we talk about needing money, so if when I lived with mom, let me tell you, mom took care of the bills.
yep,
Okay. I had car insurance. I had a job, but I would pay her, not the insurance company, because she said, you're not going to be late on a payment and mess up my policy. So when I became a real adult and got my first place to live, I had no idea how to pay rent, buy food. We would just eat out every night. We spent all of our money on eating out because we didn't want to cook. Okay. But that doesn't really work anymore. And so for people who live in a Scylla, you have staff who help you with your money. The agency helps you with they take care of where you live. Lots of times they take care of transportation. They take care of your food. They take care of getting cleaning supplies. Okay. But I heard a bunch of people say that they want a job. And then I've heard a bunch of people say before that they want to live by themselves. Okay. So, Chewy, tell us about your apartment.
well, it's a studio apartment, and I live here by myself. The person who you guys just see on the screen, she is my homemaker. She comes a few hours a day and supports me and helps me out throughout the day. But someone has to pay her, and that's Medicaid. that pays for that. Or else they would have to come out of my pocket, which basically I don't have that type of money to be paying for that service. I pay at least, let's just say, an average of 300 a month of rent.
So you pay about $300 a month for rent. And everybody, what a supported living apartment is it's your own apartment where you get help. Okay? You get help to live on your own. And that help can be help taking care of the house, help cooking meals. It can be help managing paying your bills. Someone can sit down with you and help pay your bills. But the difference between SILA and supported living is you have to pay everything with this bucket of money that you get. Okay. And then after you pay everything, then you see how much money you have left. So that's where our wants versus needs comes in. Okay. So Chewy, is food a want or a need?
It can be both. But for
It
me,
can be both.
But for me, right now, since I have food here at home, I don't need to go out. So if I want to go out to eat, it's a want.
Okay. So we have food. Food's a need, right?
Yeah.
Regular food that we have at home,
It's a need.
that's a need. Later on, we're going to get to some other food things about whether that is a want or a need. Do you have a washer and dryer in your apartment building, Chewy?
Yes, and I gotta pay for that too.
You gotta pay for that too. Do you have to pay quarters or do you have like a debit card?
I have like a special debit card for the
Yep.
building.
All right. How much does it cost for a load of clothes?
I say about $2.50. $2.50 a
Okay,
load.
$2.50 for a load of wash. Do we need a washer and dryer, everybody?
Yes.
Yeah. Do we need clean clothes? Yeah. Because otherwise, what happens? PU, stinky, stinky. Nobody's going to want to be next to you. Okay. Hey, Chewy, we have a question before we go on to our next thing. John wants to know what you should do if you're working and paying too much rent because of it, even if you're close to the right amount of hours, which is 20 to 25 hours a week. Okay. So when you're in a supported living situation, you pay 30% of what you bring in. Okay. So if you have a job, then, and so I'm going to say we need to talk to John separately. That's what the Social Security and the WIPA counselors do. They are people who can figure out exactly what you need to make and how that's going to affect you. And we can put you in, we can give you the information because that's in our training book about who you would talk to down in Southern Illinois. Okay. So I don't know the answer to that without the numbers.
Going off script a little bit.
Okay. Of course, you always go off script, doesn't Chewy always go off script, everybody? Why would today be any different? Go ahead, Chewy.
Going off script, people. You don't know how good you have it living in the Silla until you live outside in the community. If you were to get an apartment just like I have right now, and you pay $300 of rent, it might seem like too much for you at first. But if you did not have like a voucher or something that's helping you pay your rent, you would probably pay over $1,000 for rent. And I'm just keeping it real because $300 to me, that's I'm like, here, take the $300. I'd rather have a nice apartment than no apartment.
Yeah. And it
Or
all depends. Up in
or living with
Chicago,
parents.
yeah, up in Chicago area, $1,000 will get you a studio. Down in Southern Illinois, it might get you a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's why everything is individualized.
Yep.
So Chewy said that he wanted magazine subscriptions. Is that a want or a need, Chewy?
It kind of can be both. You see, okay, I'm looking at that face. Okay, it's a want.
Yeah, I would say it's want because a magazine subscription is not going to keep you housed, clothed, and fed. But guess what? You can put that as a want, and it's okay if we get our wants, but what about going to the library for your magazine? Oh, you have a tablet? Do you know that the library has free magazines that you can have sent right to your tablet? Magazines, books, movies, they're all free at the library. They can all come right to your tablet. Then, if you're not paying for a magazine subscription, do you have more money for other stuff, Chewy?
If I wasn't paying for a magazine subscription, probably yeah.
Yeah, you sure would. Guess what else you can rent at the library, everybody? You can rent video games
Really?
at the library. Yeah, the library is your the best place. Okay, what about a CD player, everybody? Is a CD player a want or a need? Chewy.
It depends.
On what?
It depends how often you're gonna use it. And for some people who work outside, like if like my homemaker, she brings her CD player sometimes and she's listening to her jams because I'm not playing no music on my device.
Okay.
And I'm like, you go ahead and do that. So that's her way of being distracted, but also doing her job.
Okay. Can you live without a CD player?
Of course I can.
Right. So is it a want or a need?
It's a want.
It's a want. Now, I might get really cranky if I cannot listen to my music, and the people around me might say, oh no, that is a need for you because we don't want to deal with you when you're cranky. But honestly, it's a want. Okay, how about cable TV?
I don't got cable TV, and let me tell you why. They charge too much.
Yep.
I
How
got
about streaming services?
Well, I mean, you gotta have one or the other. I'd rather have a streaming service than a cable. I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
so is being able to watch TV a want or a need?
It could be a little bit of both, but it's a need. It's a want.
It's a want, but seriously,
Honestly, it's a want. But
right.
I mean, I lived with when I first moved here. I lived without a TV for a whole year because I didn't have no TV, and I didn't want a TV. Honestly.
Wow. And
Yeah.
if you have a TV, but it's not a great TV, is it still a TV?
It's a TV.
And what can you do if you really want a TV?
Save, save, save.
Save some money. Just like Alice said in the chat, you save some money. Is a cell phone a want or a need?
Now, that can be a need.
Yep, that can be a need. What
But-
about an
but-
iPhone? Yeah, what about an iPhone 16? Is that a want or a need?
Now I'm gonna ask you, Leanne. Do you really need to upgrade every single time an iPhone comes out?
Nope, absolutely not. Until last year, Christine had an iPhone 6. I had an iPhone 7. You know what? My husband has a flip phone without even the internet on it. I don't know how he survives. Do you need a phone? Yes. Do you need a new model every year? No. Do you need top of the line? No. How about designer clothes? You said you want to go to the men's warehouse. Is
Ooh,
designer
hey.
clothes a need or a want?
No, I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to argue with you on this one. It could be a need, I'm just saying. It could be a need.
Okay,
But it's
designer
a want.
clothes. Yeah, designer clothes can be a need if you are walking the runways in Paris. Okay. Now, how about regular clothes? Are regular clothes a want or a need?
It's a need.
Clothes are a need, or
Yeah.
else what's going to happen? We're going to get arrested. Okay. Clothes are a need. Warm clothes are a need. A heavy winter coat is a need. Now let's ask Leanne, do you need more than one heavy winter coat? Why no, Leanne, you do not.
Seriously, man.
And
Do you need more than one winter coat?
right, no, I sure don't. And so I have to say to myself, that is a want. Now, I can still get it because I say if I save my money to get it. So we're not saying you don't get to buy anything. We're just saying you got to think about it. Okay, are convenience foods a want or a need?
What's convenience food?
Convenience foods are what? Frozen pizza, something that we live on at my house. Frozen pizza, frozen dinners. Convenience food usually costs more than making it yourself. At least it did way back when. Now, who knows? I can get a frozen dinner for $1. So,
You mean comfort food? Well, it can be a little bit of both.
yeah,
It can be a need or it can be a want.
right.
It
And
depends on how often do you have it, you
yes,
know?
and so for folks who live in Scylla, put in the chat, do you go grocery shopping with with the other folks in your house or with your staff? Because Chewy, do you have to buy your own groceries?
Yes, I do.
So do you have to look at prices?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, do you always get what you want or do you have to wait till it goes on sale?
Where's that song? Where's that? Let me look for that song that says you can't get always what you
Oh, you
want.
can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you can get what you need.
Yep.
Okay? I need food. That could mean that I make beans for dinner. Okay? It doesn't mean that I get steak for dinner. All right. Is electricity, water, and gas a need or a want?
That's a need.
It's a need. How about going out to eat? Is that a need or a want?
That's a want.
Okay, that's a want.
Mhm.
Sometimes it feels like we need to go out to eat, doesn't it? I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I'm like, there is nothing to eat in this gigantic full fridge because it's just full of ingredients. There's nothing easy in here.
Look,
Okay.
I got food in that fridge right there behind me.
Okay.
And sometimes I just don't want to eat that.
Sometimes you just don't want to eat that food. And
Yeah,
so then how do you pay for your other food, that the fun food that you get?
someone gotta pay for it. I pay for it. I
Right.
have to. I have to
Right.
pay for it. If I want,
You pay for it.
yeah, if I want something, I gotta pay for it.
Right. So, hey, what about clipping coupons? What about if you have your cell phone, you can buy stuff for cheaper. You can find deals. All of those things to get what you need and some of what you want. And so part of financial wellness, the first thing is to learn the difference. Oh, yeah, Aldi is the king of paying just a little money for what you need, so you have a little money left for what you want. Chewy, what are you gonna?
So as we're going through this, people, you might want to write like the stuff that you like. Get a separate sheet of paper, or turn it around. Okay, it's blank in the back. So you turn it around and you write everything you want and need. Put it all together, and then evaluate: is it a need or a want? And put it where it belongs. You know, like like I said, I want new clothes. Is it a need or a want? New clothes is a want. So I would put it under a want, new clothes. That's the way I do it in real life. That's the way how I have to evaluate if I want something, or do I really want, or do I really need it. That's the way to do it.
So we have one more thing we want to talk about and all of this is in our first section called money. And like I said, there's 10 sections. And in Illinois, there are a couple hundred people who are trained to do these classes. Okay. And so if you think you want classes at your agency, then you can let Christine and Adam and Tara know, and they can get in touch with the people who organize the trainers. Because me and Chewy are just two of hundreds, and they're training more people. That's how important it is, because it's way better to learn before you move out how to manage your money than it is to run out of money before the end of the month. Okay. So one of the other activities that we do in our training is called the My American Dream Vision Board. Okay. And what Chewy just talked about, making that list of everything that you want or need, that can be your dream. Chewy said that he has a dream to go on vacation to Mexico. Chewy, do you have the money to go to Mexico next month? No. But if Chewy puts that on his dream board, then that's something to remind him why he wants to save part of his money. Because
Actually,
is it easier to save money if you know what you're saving it for?
yeah. And
Yeah.
I actually want to go on a cruise.
Oh, you
That's
want to go on a cruise? I would love to go on a cruise. Maybe we could all save our money and go on a cruise. Anybody else want to put in, just off the top of your head, what's something big that you might want to do? Because you know what? When we talk to people about what we want to do, if you're somebody who lives in a Scylla, or you're like Chewy and you live by yourself, if you talk to somebody about what you want to do, then you have somebody who, when you are ready to spend all your money on the first day, maybe say, oh, aren't you saving for a cruise? What if we save part of that? What if we spend part of that? Okay. And that's what staff can do. Staff can help us, like everybody's been so helpful in the chat, saying, hey, go to Aldi. Hey, use a coupon. Hey, go to the library. Okay, somebody put in that the library, you can get the machines for video games. You can get those at the library. Your library card is a ticket to the world. Okay, it is a ticket to the world and it's all free. And so, oh, somebody said that they want to help pay grandma's bill. Okay, if you save money and you have enough money for you to live, then you can help other people. Okay, some people may want to donate to a church, to their church. Some people may want to donate to help save animals, all of those things. But first, you have to make sure that you know that you're going to have enough to live on and enough money to get what you need. And then we can talk about getting what you want. Okay. Does that make sense? Does anybody have, oh, the library shows free movies in town. So does our library has something seriously every single day. If you are in the south suburbs, Park Forest Library has something every day.
I gotta come to your library.
Yeah. Yoga, Tai Chi, hand like knitting classes, crafts, all free. Okay. Check out your local library because then you have more money for what you want because you can't go to McDonald's for free. Okay. There's lots of places that you cannot go for free. But the library is one place you can. So does anybody have any questions that so I have seen some stuff in the chat about if your rent is too high and you max out your hours at work, negotiate for a lower rent. Do you know what? All somebody can do is say no. It does not hurt to ask. Okay. And if somebody says no a bunch of times, you can keep asking. Okay. All right. We have a couple. Go to Florida. Go to New Orleans. Here is the needs and wants worksheet again. Every agency received this in an email. Christine is going to share mine and Chewy's email after this, I think, and we can send you stuff and we can get you connected. So hopefully we can get somebody to come out to your agency and teach this, teach more than just the first one, because 10 classes, most of them are like 2 hours. We would be here like for 3 weeks. So because we need a break. We got about 5 more minutes. Does anybody have any questions?
You can come off mute if you want.
Ooh, Chewy's throwing down the gauntlet. Come off a mute and ask your questions, or you can raise your hand and Christine will take you off a mute. I don't know if everybody can unmute. The person that wanted to see the worksheet again, did I hold it up long enough? Does anybody have any questions?
No questions? What?
Okay.
This is Christine. So, oh, wow. Here's someone who wants to go to Mexico 3 times a year. What advice would you give to this person?
Well, think about everything you need for the trip. How are you going to get there? Are you going to fly? You're going to drive? You're going to take a train? You're going to take a bus? Okay. Figure out everything that you're going to need, and then you can decide how much money you can save. Maybe you could get more hours at your job, because if you don't have enough money, then how can you get some more money? Okay. And so that would be the advice. If you want to go to Mexico 3 times a year, are you going to stay in a hotel, or do you have family in Mexico that you can save with? Oh, somebody says go all inclusive. Okay, all inclusive. What does that mean? That means that you pay one price and you get everything you need. You get the pool, you get your food. Okay, once you're there, you don't have to spend any money because you've already paid all of it. I have friends who save for 2 years so that they can go on a cruise every other year. They save for 2 years, they watch the sales, okay, and enjoy the first trip. Anybody else have any advice or any questions?
All I gotta say is save, save, save. Now is the time to save.
Well, and when you get $100 a month, is it easy to save, Chewy?
It's not easy to save at all.
It's not easy to save.
It's not. It's not easy.
Could you
But
save
maybe
$5?
maybe just start with $5. $5.
Could you use a coupon and get $5 off of something and save that $5?
Imagine if you save $5 every single week. How much money you would have at the end of the month?
$5 a week, that would be $20 a month. So if I get $100 a month, then that means I can spend 20 and save 5. Because maybe I want to go out to maybe I want to take my boyfriend out. Okay, to pay for both of us to go out for dinner.
Yep.
With my coupon. Well, and my boyfriend. I should have said my husband because I don't want my husband to think that I have a boyfriend that I'm going to take out. Okay. But maybe you want to treat one of your friends. Oh, yeah. Goodwill has nice clothes. Okay. Free groups in your town. How many of you guys maybe have the internet? Okay. Or are on Facebook? Because there are free group people give stuff away all the time. Okay. Goodwill has, I come in the house and I go, hey, I got this t-shirt. It was $5. Normally it's $60. Okay?
I was just showing Leanne. I was just showing Leanne before I got on here. I'm like, I want new clothes. I want new clothes, Leanne.
But you have a big bag of clothes.
But I got a big bag of clothes.
Tara just had a great, what if your agency hosts a swap event? Okay, because maybe I'm sick of my clothes, but somebody else loves them. We wear the same size. We can trade clothes. These are all great ideas of what you can do to save money. Oh, or video games, or DVDs, or CDs. Okay, all of those things. We might be sick of, I get sick of watching the same movies all the time, so maybe I'm going to trade with somebody. All of those things are things that you can do so that then you can save your $100 for what you really want to do.
Look, people. When I used to live with my mom, I didn't appreciate too much what she did for me when I was younger. It's now when I live on my own that I start to appreciate what she used to do for me. And the reason I'm saying this is because look, right now you're getting what? Your breakfast, lunch, and dinner for free. And you get $20, $25 a week, right? Totals up to $100, which means you can spend that money however you want. But do you really want to spend all your money when you're just getting $25 per week? Or would you rather save 1 week of your allowance and say, maybe next week I go to the movies and I got enough money to buy some popcorn or something.
Yep.
It's just an idea.
Or you can sneak snacks and. Is this being recorded? I hope not.
This is being recorded. And, you know, we've got to watch our dollars and our coins because show me the money. So thank you to Chewy. Thank you to Leanne. And thank you for all of you who chimed in with amazing comments and things that you do and suggestions. So now it's time for a lunch break. We have some music and a countdown clock. So we invite you to spend this time moving, grooving, having some lunch, stretching your legs, practicing self-care before we gather back together in about a half an hour. So Tara, if you would share your screen.
Yeah, I was wondering if you could and do the timer just because I'm sick and I'm coughing and sneezing a lot. So I'm sure people don't want to hear that.
Okay, let me, yes, thank you. Let me go ahead. I'm going to first remove the spotlight from Leanne and Chewy. We can now all see each other. I am going to be getting to our presentation. So
Hi,
thank
everyone.
you all for your patience as we.
Great job.
Thank you.
All right. So let's see. Here's our rally.
Comments in the chat coming in. Thank you so much. Great session.
All right.
I'm muted. Thanks for having us. Okay, I'm going to eat lunch because apparently I'm hungry.
Yeah. I stay ready to eat. I'm going to pause recording and then I'm going to share my screen and start sharing our lunchtime countdown. Alliance. Yes, welcome back from your lunch break. I hope you enjoyed some of the music. I hope you enjoyed looking at the sun and the palm trees and imagining that we were on a beach somewhere. Maybe we've saved up our money after learning about financial literacy and maybe we worked real hard because of the things we learned with employment. And we were able to be transported to that place. So I am going to invite Adam Weiser and Tavares Wesley to ask some questions. We're going to do a little bit of speak up and speak out right now. So Adam and Tavares, do you have any questions?
Yeah.
How did y'all like this the morning session so far, and was there helpful tools from the speakers about two of the presentations? And how did you like the rally so far?
Oh, all right. So Tavares has asked a couple of questions. How have you liked the rally so far? How have you liked the speakers? What have you learned? So you are welcome to type into the chat box and we'll read it out loud. Or you can choose to raise your hand. We'll take you off of mute and you can speak up and speak out that way. So far, it was great. All right, it was good and informative. I really liked the clarification about the difference between supported employment and customized employment. We also heard we really like it a lot. Oh, here's another great comment. I also like all the engagement in the chat. Yes, thank you so much for that. I do want to remind everyone that we are recording this rally and the recording will be posted to our YouTube channel. We will also be having a copy of the presentation slides on the YouTube channel as well, along with that recording. In addition, when we are done with our rally today and we close out our time together, a 5-question survey will pop up on your screen. Just 5 simple questions, but there's so much power in them. And we want you to speak up and speak out by answering those questions and letting us know what you thought about the rally. Our goal is to provide things that are important to you and that excite you and help you get to those new yous and new levels. All right, so Main Street, interesting, and we enjoyed the need versus want exercise. And Andrew, thank you. Very informative. Just met Andrew over email this past weekend. So happy, Andrew, that you are able to join us and take part in this. We can't wait for you to do more with the Alliance. All right, Adam, do you have any questions for all of our participants out there? All right, hold on. We're going to take you off of mute or ask you to unmute. Yes.
Okay. My question is, what is your favorite part about, what's your favorite part about, what's it called? Financial wellness.
All right, we're talking about money. So Adam wants to know, what was your favorite part of financial wellness? I know someone said they like the needs versus wants. That really gives me something to think about. So again, what was your favorite part of the financial wellness presentation? All right, so Michael, are you able to take yourself off of mute and you can speak up and speak out?
I agree with Tara said the worksheet. Yes.
All right, Tara said the worksheet. I think I'm going to have to print that out myself and look at it a little bit more. Oh, Adam, here's something that Aspire said, the importance of budgeting your money. Yeah, and we all have to live on a budget. We only have a certain amount of money to go around, and we have to make it stretch as far as it can. Anybody else want to share what they liked best about the financial wellness? Oh, lots of info, said TCRC. Andrew said needs and wants. And I don't know about any of you, but sometimes I get them kind of mixed in with each other. I think maybe it's a want, but maybe it's a need. And, I think that's where talking with people about those wants versus needs can come into play. Maybe you have a trusted friend or a trusted support person or family member that you can talk through these things with. Yes. All right. Oh, Margie says you can save your money best by not spending it. Well, Margie, how about those apples? That is some good advice right there. Oh, Main Street Community Living says wants and needs can change over time. That's interesting. Have any of you seen that your wants and your needs change over time?
Yes.
Tavares, have you seen that in your life? Have your wants and needs changed over time?
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right. How about you, Adam? Have your wants and your needs changed over time?
Yes, especially, since I'm an adult now, I really have to make good choices.
Oh, adulting. That can be difficult. We have to make some hard choices sometimes. Well, here's another bit of advice from Anita. Anita saves money by locking part of it up so she doesn't spend it. Now, Anita, do you hide the key? Do you give the key to somebody else so you can't get into that lockbox? Oh, TCRC, yes, our wants and needs have changed as we get older.
Oh, yeah. You got to start thinking about the important things, like if I'm going to go party or if I'm going to have, or if I'm going to keep a roof on my head.
Ooh, okay. Sometimes the decisions are, says Tavares, am I going to go party? Or am I going to keep a roof over my head?
Or is I'm going to go shopping crazy? Or is I'm going to make sure the house is taken care of?
Ooh, or am I going to go crazy shopping? Or am I going to make sure the things around the house are taken care of? And no matter where you live, these are things that we have to think about and discuss our wants versus needs. We all have them. Oh, Anita lives in her own apartment, so no one else needs the key. If she keeps it locked up, then she's not tempted to spend it if she sees it in her wallet. Oh, wow. Take care of our homes first. And I remember hearing this story one time that a person who was having trouble using their credit cards and debit cards way too much, they froze it in a block of water and kept it in the freezer. So if they really needed it, they had to wait until it thawed out. Well, by the time it thawed out, maybe that need or want had passed. I'm not sure if I would go that far, but hey, if that works for you, that works for you. Adam, any other questions that we want to put to our participants?
Which of this or that was your favorite one?
We did some this or that where you got to make the choice, and it was all around employment. We talked about part-time versus full-time. We talked about day versus night. I think there was also a choice between in a workshop setting or in the community. So, and in person or virtual. So, or remote. So, what one did you like? Hello, William Bedell, ARC. I see you waving. And I see Aspire. They're going to be up next talking about self-care because you know what? After we work hard at our jobs and we work hard for budgeting and financial wellness, we need to take care of ourselves. And that's where self-care comes in. All right. So I am going to start switching my screen around to get it ready for our next presentation and our next presenters. So let me get to, okay, I see Aspire. Aspire, I am going to spotlight you. So that means you show up right up front. I am going to, okay, are you unmuted?
Yes, we are.
And you,
All
Ricky.
right. So we are really thrilled to hear from Caroline, Elizabeth, Scott, Regina, and Kristen. They are from Power of Self-Advocates at Aspire, and they're going to share with us the importance of caring for ourselves. So take it away.
All right. Thank you. I'm Laura. We have way more people than we thought we would have, so we're very excited about that. We can move over to the next slide. So we're talking about self-care here, and on this screen, we kind of put together a self-care word collage. So self-care means so many different things to so many different people, right? Something that's self-care to my friend Elizabeth here, I might hate doing, right? Say Elizabeth loves to work out. I don't want to work out. We all have different things that we define as self-care. Go ahead and switch slides.
Okay, that's too small.
All right. So now we have our definition of self-care. Elizabeth, can you read that for me?
Now, the practice of taking action to preserve or improve one's own health, autonomy in self-care and installation administration, the practice of taking an active role in protecting one's own well-being and happiness, in particular during periods of stress. Expressing oneself is an essential form of self-care.
Okay. Good job, Alex.
Next slide, please. So types of self-care. Social activities that help nurture your relationship with others. Physical activities that improve your physical health. Mental activities that stimulate your mind. Practical tasks that help prevent future stress. Emotional activities that help you connect and reflect. Spiritual activities that nurture your spirit.
Perfect. And we will go and break down all of these different types of self-care in our other slides too. Okay, next slide, please. So we thought we would be controlling the slides. So this is kind of a slide where maybe, Christine, if you want, you can type in the answers. That would be awesome. So this is kind of like a interactive part. So what does self-care mean to you? Ooh. All right.
All right. So Tara, are you able to type some things into this slide?
I am not.
Okay. Well, you know what? Sometimes technology works in the ways that we want, and sometimes it doesn't. And we are creative and resourceful. So we are going to put this question out to all of our participants. And the question is this: what does self-care mean to you? What does self-care mean to you? And I would bet, Tara, if you took it out of presentation mode and just showed the slide, you may have the opportunity to type on it that way, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
All right. Oh.
Oh, no.
All right. So, yep. Oh, there we go. Oh, yes. Wonderful. So I'm going to start reading. So RGA, the MISE Center, said, taking care of yourself, taking care of your body and your hair. Ooh, I like that. Taking care of yourself, your body, and your hair. Oh, Kylie Center. Yes. Taking care of our well-being.
That too.
Taking care of our well-being.
Yeah.
And I like that. Loving ourselves. There is a lot to love about ourselves. We are amazing people with voices and opinions and choices. All right, keeping your body healthy.
And yep, we all agree, right?
Yeah, keeping your body healthy, resting and relaxing. Oh, that's another one from Kylie. Thank you. Oh, here's one, getting sleep. Getting sleep. Yes. All right. Trinity Services, taking care of your mind. Yes, your mind is just as important as your body parts. We'll take care of our hands and our feet and our hearts. We should take care of our minds as well. Oh, William Bedell, exercise.
I do that.
Exercising. Okay. Oh, here's another one. Caring for myself. Taking a shower.
I do that everything.
Oh, your body, your hair, showering. I like that. Time alone. Time alone. And it's okay to say, hey, I need time alone. Reading a book.
When I move.
Oh. All right. Reading a book, coloring, writing our feelings down, knitting, sewing. All right, we'll do a couple more. Taking our medicine. Yeah. I mean, that can help our bodies and our minds, right? Oh, Andrew, physical and mental health. Yes, we must speak about these things. Oh, wearing appropriate gear, like when it's cold outside. Yep. We have watching a movie, drinking enough water, taking a walk in nature, setting boundaries. Oh, I love all these. All right. And Tara, whenever you're ready to show it as a big slide, that'd be amazing. And again, everybody is going to get a copy of this presentation, so you'll be able to see what you came up with. Oh, going to the doctor. Yeah, we got to care for ourselves. All parts of ourselves.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Tara.
Skyra from here, right?
Oh, happy to help.
Just wait, there's more. We can go to the next slide. All right, so we decided to make a poem about self-care. Reading is part of self-care. Maybe we read poetry. So this is another typing one, Tara. I appreciate you. So we can all chime in for things that S represents in the term of self-care. So for example, on the last slide, we said showering.
Yep.
Showering is great. And if we want to put them in the chat, I don't mind reading them, Christine.
Oh, thank you. And I will make sure that you are a co-host and you can see everything in the chat. So take it away.
Yay.
All right. Do we have anything else for S? The letter S when it comes to self-care.
Whatever you think in your mind, you could think it. We talked about sleep. That was something, right? Sleep. Right. S for sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, sleep. Okay.
Can you guys think of anything else for S?
What?
Oh, you said
shaving. Shaving's a good one.
Shaving.
You're saving on me.
Yep.
Shaving's good.
So again, they are asking for self-care things that start with the letter S. So self-care things that start with the letter S. And so people have said showering, sleeping, shaving, sewing. Oh, now our creative juices are rolling.
Yes, I like socializing. Keeping up with our friends and our family is very good.
Soap, you need that for showering.
You do need soap for showering, yes.
Yep.
You gotta know another one.
Oh, shopping.
Shopping.
Yep.
You gotta know another one.
Who likes shopping?
Socialize.
But we got a budget.
Socialize with your other half.
Good. Socializing. All right. Does anyone have anything for the letter E?
Elephant.
Well,
You said
something
elephant?
with self-care.
Oh.
So maybe eating healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
Thank you.
That's okay.
So eating.
Eating.
Well. I like that.
What else, guys?
Exercise.
Exercising. Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, everybody said exercise. Yep.
That's me.
See an elephant. She's okay. Elephant. It's okay.
She said seeing elephants at the zoo.
Don't do.
Employment. Yeah. Employment. Going to your job.
Yeah. That's self-care, right?
You have to talk about that one, friend.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on to L.
Okay.
Love.
Oh,
Yeah.
energy.
Oh, energy's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
That too.
What about for L, guys?
Yeah.
Love.
Love. Learning.
Learning.
Learning's great. Yeah.
Level.
Level. You said level.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Like.
Laughing. Laughing is great for our self-care.
Yes. Laughing.
Leave.
How does that have? What does that help to do with self-care?
Well, that's what Kristen. She would just take any.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Gotcha. I got you.
Living. Somebody say
Living life.
life.
Yeah. Listening to like music or our TV.
I like music.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like this one, floating down the lazy river on a hot summer afternoon at the pool.
That is awesome. That can go under F for floating.
Swimming pool.
Oh yeah. So
Well,
now we're on letter F.
Fun activity. I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun activities,
Activity,
great.
Fun. Yep.
Activity.
Food. Someone said food.
Good, I like.
Feelings. Your feelings, right?
Yeah.
Feelings, friendship. Yeah.
I know.
Emotion.
Funny.
Oh, funny. We got fun. Funny. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We can do that. Yep.
Yeah.
Fitness. Oh, yes. You gotta have fitness
Perfect.
and friendship.
Emotion on the E part.
Emotion.
Okay.
We can do that. Yep. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Tara. All right. Now, letter C.
Care.
Care.
Caring. Yeah. Caring for ourselves.
Caring. Yeah.
Okay, Laura, here's another one. You got another one, Laura.
Somebody say coloring.
Caring for others. That one's good. I do it. I like that one.
Cleaning.
Oh, I saw faith for F. We can
Cleaning.
Hey, Regina, how about this one?
Cleaning.
Caring
Yeah.
for others.
Cleaning would be great.
Caring for others. Like Yeah, an almond mother had.
Okay.
For her.
Okay. Compassion. Church. I like that.
Church.
Yeah. Change. That's important.
Yeah.
Change is important. All right. Let's move to letter A.
I know again.
Apple.
I know.
Activity.
Activities. Yeah.
Activities.
Hello.
Yes.
Someone said art class.
Yeah,
Yes. Art.
Apple's last word.
Animals.
Animals.
That could keep you well, you gotta
Dogs
self-care.
and
Animals. They keep you calm. You know.
That's elephants.
Elephants. She got your elephants.
Don't you? Don't you?
Advocacy.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't even do nothing.
She's getting wise over there.
All right. I think we can move over to the letter R.
Rain.
What about
How
listening
about
to the rain? That's,
Rain,
that's
reading, resting, relaxing.
Good. Yeah.
How about respect?
Yep.
Respect.
Respect to other half.
Respect.
Respect others.
Yeah,
Respect to
right.
other half. Also,
Respect. Rejuvenate. That's a good one. Recreation.
Ooh, oh, look at these words.
Resting, relaxing. Oh yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
All right, we have another E. We already used elephant. We can't use it again. We gotta pick something else.
Elf.
Elf.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking of Christmas, huh?
Yeah.
Elf. Okay.
Energy.
The
That's
energy.
great. Empathy is awesome.
I like that. Of course, eat.
Definitely eating.
I see elf collection. Somebody look up.
Okay.
They thinking like you. Engagement.
Encouragement.
Encouragement. Ooh.
Regina, what? Somebody thinking like me, what?
But they are. It's okay.
All right. That looks really awesome, guys.
Ooh, good job.
Thank you, everyone, for helping us with that. We can move over to the next slide.
That look beautiful.
I'm gonna take it from here.
All right. This is Regina. Self-care. Any action, behavior, or thought that a person engages that directly improves the quality of their life. Next slide, please.
Can I read it?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
If I need some help, right?
Okay.
I got you.
You read it.
Next slide, please. Okay. The benefit of self-care.
Benefits of self-care.
Okay, we talked about it, but let's mention it because sometimes we be thinking we know, but you know, and this is for everyone. And so what do you guys think? The benefit of self-care.
Learn to taking care of yourself.
Taking care of
and
yourself.
If you need some help, you could ask, but you should do it first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
help, wellness.
Yeah.
Encouragement to ask for help when needed.
Yes.
Okay.
Somebody said you learn about yourself.
Learning about yourself. I like that. Learning about yourself. Empowerment. Empowerment.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Someone said developing friendships and connecting with family.
Because somebody mentioned something about loneliness. You don't want to be lonely, right?
No.
Right.
And believe me, that loneliness is not good.
Right. So, anything else? You get to choose who you hang out with. Yeah, you get to choose. Yeah, make choices. Yeah, choices. I like that, choices. Anything else, you guys? Confidence. I like that. Confidence. You gotta have confidence in yourself, right?
And you have to engage in certain things.
Engagement, right?
And you have to
put yourself out there.
You have to have trusted friend or relationship.
Trust. I like that. Trust. Somebody mentioned trust. Good. Building trust and relationship. I like that.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else, guys? Anyone else? Oh, mental health. Your mind. Benefits of self-care.
Physical health.
I vote, Gina.
Yep. That's still one help. All right.
Trusting your significant other.
Okay. Oh, stress-free. I like that. Y'all did good. That was awesome.
Yep.
All right. Next slide, please.
Can I read it?
Yes, you can.
Personal.
Physical.
Thank you. Physical activities that improve your health.
Good job.
Sleep,
stretching,
exercise, eating, yoga, resting.
Okay, that's good. So all these included in the physical activities that you can improve your physical health. Like we've been talking about sleeping, exercising, yoga, you got to stretch your body, move. You know, that's what I do every day, even with the group, right? I move y'all, right? Y'all be like, oh no, very important, healthy. I never do.
What?
Listen, you don't want to keep going to. Oh, somebody was saying something. Okay. Also, drinking water. Isn't water important? We talk about eating. What about drinking water?
Because we are 80% of water.
Yes, we are. Good job. 80. Yep, good job. And they always put in there, drink water. Yes, move your body. Maybe just taking a walk during a break. Yes, definitely. It definitely helped clear your what? Mind, right? So you can think clearly. Yes, very important. All right. Next slide, please.
Spiritual.
Okay, let her do this one. Okay, thank you. Okay, spiritual, what?
Activities that nurture your spirit. Time alone, meditation, connection, nature, journaling, music.
All right. So all that's dealing with spiritual, okay? How you connect, right? Connect your time alone, your inner self, right? And that give you what? Some motivation, especially meditation, making sure you know that you're okay. Your surrounding may be looking crazy or something, but you can say, I'm okay. I'm at peace, you know? All right. Anybody else want to say anything about spiritual? All right, next slide then. Thank you. All right. So
social activities that helps nurture your relationships with others.
Good job.
What is that word?
Boundaries.
Boundaries.
Support
system, communication, time with friends, time with family, ask for some help.
Yep, that's what you're talking
about.
Good job. All right. Once again, social. That having that once again that connection. Get that connection with your peers, with your friends, your co-workers, right? That give you support, right? You feel like they got your back, you got their back, right? All right. You can easily be able to what? Ask for help. You would not be afraid. Like we talked about trust. You want to build up trust. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to learn it. I'm trying to learn how to trust at home a little more. I'm trying.
Good job. All right. Next slide.
Okay, emotional. Activities that help you connect and reflect. Manage stress, forgiveness, compassion, kindness to yourself, kindness to others.
Yes, emotional. All this is very important, right? Your emotions, right? It's okay. Is it okay to feel sad and angry sometimes? It happens. We human. But also, we also want to feel what? Happy, cheerful, and stuff like that. And that's help. And also forgiveness. I love the word forgiveness. When you forgive, it makes you feel good, and you forgive that person or something that happened. It brings you peace. Okay?
Regina.
Yeah.
And it's okay to not be okay.
That too is okay not to be okay. Good. Like you. She own it. All right. Oh, do a journal, I heard. Oh, okay. Journal, that bring out your emotion. When you feel it, like a diary or something, write it down. Whatever you feel it, put it down. Yep, it's very important. All right, next slide, please.
Okay. Mental activities that So
Stimulate.
stimulate your mind.
Good job.
Hobbies, creativity,
Good job.
puzzles, learning new things.
Yes, that is very important to
That
do.
was fast.
I know everybody got some hobbies, things they love. I saw about reading, knitting, go see movies, a lot of stuff, play video games. I heard that. That's my boys. I'm so sorry. But that's what they do. But it makes them feel good and it helps stimulate what? Their mind, right? Make you feel okay. All right. Next slide, please.
Practical tasks that help prevent future stress, time management, organization, schedule time to relax, participate in.
All right. Earlier, we talked about getting about employment, and then we talked about financial literacy. All this will help us to budget, to know what we're doing at our job, make sure we be on time, know how to do our job, less being stressful, all that. I definitely love that. It's very important, right? All right. Anything else y'all want to add, or anybody else? No? Thank you. All right, you want to do this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we're switching back. All right, I'm back, guys. All right. So we have kind of this checklist that was provided to us. And it says, mark anything that being healthy means to you. So there's different examples of what being healthy could mean to different people. So feeling good, I could mark that because I think that means being healthy. If I feel good, I feel healthy, right? But I might not mark exercise. What if I don't like to do that? Right?
Right.
What's something that you guys, what would you mark, Elizabeth?
I would mark, I feel good.
You mark, I feel good. The other one says, I weigh what's right for me, which is different for every single person, right?
Yep.
And the other one says, I eat foods that are good for me, right?
Yes.
So, and that's something different for everyone too. I might think that eating 5 Hershey Kisses every night is good for me, right?
Why you laugh? Why you laugh?
But it might not be that good. All right, next slide, please. They are small. Thank you, Gary. They are small. I could have 10 if I wanted. All right. And the next slide says, I am happy. I can relax. I have a friend that cares for me. I have someone special in my life. And I have a friend that I love. So that might mean something different for everybody. Someone might mark, I have someone special in my life, and they might put other, and it could be someone that maybe we don't have in our life.
It could be a relationship.
It could be a relationship. That's a good example.
Or it could be ways to be with their family.
Right. Connecting with others' families too. Yeah. But this checklist will look different for every single person. You can go to the next slide, please. All right. So this one is nutrition. Elizabeth, can you read those for me?
Okay. Eat right. I eat breakfast every day. I eat at least 3 meals every day. I choose different kinds of foods, including fruits and vegetables. I try to avoid sweets. I drink plenty of water. I try to drink soda every once in a while. All the
Right. So again, this looks different for every single person. Some people just aren't breakfast people. Some people don't wake up and, they're not hungry.
Right.
So that might not be the same thing for me as it is for Elizabeth. Yeah.
Now I am learning to drink more water.
Yeah.
Because I went to the doctor and they told me that I need to drink more water. I don't like taste of water.
Yeah.
But I am just imagining that is juice or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Drinking water is very, very good for us. And not drinking it very much can have some pretty serious health risks, right? And it's the same thing for, eating different kinds of foods. We don't want to eat the same things every single day, especially if it's 5 Hershey Kisses every single day.
Oh my God.
They add up.
That's you.
I know, but they're so yummy. All right, next slide, please. All right, this is physical activity.
And I can't even read that because it's not too big.
It's not very
I
big.
could do it. Physical activities. I am physical active almost every day. I try to walk around my neighborhood. I make my own bed. I help clean the house. I help with the garden or the yard work. Like
Thank
this
you,
lady.
Regina.
Yeah. Or other. You could add something else.
Yeah.
Thank you, Regina.
You're welcome.
So for example, like some people might live in an apartment. I live in an apartment and I don't have to do any gardening or any yard work, right? And I'm perfectly okay with that.
Yep.
And some people might really like that. They might like to mow the grass and get their exercise in, or Christina's loving the mowing the grass. But people can help clean their house and make their own bed and keep their space fresh for them, right? Clean looks different to every single person.
I make my own bed.
Yeah, we can make our own beds easily. Christine said, I love, love, love cutting the grass.
Oh,
I love that. All right, next slide, please. Prevent illness.
I cover my mouth when I cough. I don't touch the blood of anyone with any part of my body. I got to my healthcare provider for checkups. I wash my hands often.
Good job. Good job. So these are things that I think we all practice.
Every day.
Emil said, I live in an apartment as well. Saves me from having to shovel snow. So it's pretty sweet deal. I feel that, Emil. I agree.
Someone said I do Meals on Wheels.
Meals on Wheels, yeah. It's a great, great program. For preventing illness, I mean, we've been doing this kind of, our whole lives almost. We've always been trying to cover our sneezes. We know not to touch other people's blood. But I mean, going to healthcare provider for checkups and washing our hands, these are all things that I think we all do our best to practice, right? Go to the next slide. All right.
Taking care of your body. I take a bath or shower every day. I brush my teeth at least 2 times a day and floss. I wear sunscreen when it's hot outside. I wear clean clothes and other.
Nice. And again, I mean, we take a bath or shower every day. Sometimes people do it every other day. Sometimes we don't have access to a shower every day. And then let's be real. Who flosses every single day? Does everybody floss every single day? And if you say yes,
I do because my dental
she be on it. I'll say it. She
and I'm seeing the dentist April 23rd.
Okay.
Because he wants to check how I'm keeping up my floss and brushing.
Okay. Well, that's really good. Brushing is definitely important, but and so is flossing, but
somebody said yes.
Yes. That's I mean, props to you guys. I'm gonna be honest, I get lazy. I'm not gonna floss every day.
Me too.
I used to, but then I changed all that.
All right. And wearing sunscreen when it's hot and wearing clean clothes, those are very important things that we do our best to have access to, especially when it's hot or when we have to go somewhere nice and wear clean clothes.
Right.
All right, next slide, please.
Okay. Always
wear a helmet.
Wear a helmet. And I can even read it.
Make sure
to
use a seatbelt.
To use a zipper.
Right. So we have to, so part of self-care is being safe with ourselves, right? So wearing our seatbelt in the car is a good way to stay safe in the car, and wearing a helmet when we ride our bike or rollerblade or roller skate or skateboard.
In my case, I have to make sure that I have my seatbelt in my wheelchair.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because one time I fell and cracked my head open.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Some of our friends that use wheelchairs, we have to keep our seatbelts on.
I don't go on the bus most of the time.
Yeah, Christine gave a really good example of safety, and it's maybe letting people know where we are going and when we will be home. I always do that. I text someone when I'm leaving the house and I let them know when I'll be home. Or I say, if I'm going for a walk, if I'm not back in 10 minutes, come look for me. You know, we want to make sure that we're safe and that we have people looking for us.
Because you never know what's going to happen.
Right. We never know what's going to happen. All right. Next slide, please. This one.
Getting along. I am kind to others. I offer help when others need it.
Nice. So another part of self-care is just offering, you know, a lending hand to others, being kind to others, and just being helpful when you can. Yeah, I mean, that one's pretty self-explanatory. It's one of those ones that we've been all kind of practicing our whole lives, right? We've always been taught to be nice, but being nice also goes a long way in making ourselves feel good. Go next slide, please. All right. So we have just some resources here. There's some links. There's something called the Monday campaign. The Monday campaign kind of uses the idea of like when we set a new goal and we say, oh, we'll start on Monday. Oh, we'll start this goal on Monday. So the Monday campaign kind of gives resources and some guides to, you know, start it now and not wait until Monday to start reaching your goals. And you'll have access to these when the PowerPoint is sent out. Definitely a great resource. And go next slide. Okay. So Christine, if I'm right, we have like 5 minutes left. Okay.
Yeah,
We'll
you can go as long as you need. We have till 2. But there Well, the whole event till 2, but yeah, you can go till 1:15 if you want. Yeah. However much
you
need.
We won't do very much longer.
Yes. Okay.
We just have this game. We have this game set up. If you want to click the link for it, hopefully it works. Oh no, it didn't. Christine, would you be comfortable with me sharing my screen?
It's spinning.
Actually, it is spinning. This is Christine. I'm looking at the screen and it is spinning.
So it is spinning, yes, but it's not filled with the data that we put in it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, so you are welcome to go ahead and share your screen.
Thank you so much. Okay, and we'll just do, can everyone see it?
Yep.
Perfect. We will only do, we'll say 3 rounds of this just for time's sake. But we wanted to do a spin on deal or no deal. So we have self-care or no self-care.
Okay.
So we are going to spin the wheel, and what it lands on will decide if we think is a form of self-care or is not a form of self-care. Okay. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
And we can put it in the chat. I can't see the chat anymore though. So someone might have to help me with that.
Yes, we can help you with that. I do want to mention that RGA said we should always be nice. And that was talking about some other forms of self-care, but go ahead and spin that wheel.
Yeah. Okay. So stress. Is stress a form of self-care?
No self-care. Who want to be stressed?
Nobody.
No. Boo.
PCRC says no.
Perfect. Close that. All right, we'll do 2 more. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we don't want stress.
We'll remove that one. We already know that one. That was too easy. Ooh.
Meditation.
Meditation. Is meditating a form of self-care?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, RGA and Main Street. I can see the chat now, Christine. All right. Last one. Ooh. Nature. So going out in nature. Is that a form of self-care?
Yes.
That could be getting some fresh air, seeing different things.
That can be. It's different for everyone, but it
Exercise,
definitely can
walk.
be.
Right?
Perfect. Okay, I will stop sharing my screen. Okay, we are good. Does anybody have any questions for us?
All right, this is Christine, and now we're at the point where we can ask some questions and get some answers from the folks who have brought us this self-care presentation. So we welcome you to type into the chat box. Oh, we have a couple more slides that we can share. But you know
We
what?
also have some this or that
We
too.
do have some this or that.
Okay.
Keep going.
I will say this, my self-care choice board is one of the handouts that we provided for everyone. Again, it's just kind of a tic-tac-toe. You can check off what self-care is to you on this board and kind of play along with that. Okay.
Next slide.
So this is just from our Health Matters training, and just different, again, forms of self-care and what it could mean to different people. Okay. And then there's a grounding technique. This is just a good visual for the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique, acknowledging 5 things you can see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 that you can hear, 2 that you can smell, and 1 that you can taste. And hopefully by the time you've identified all of those things, you're a little bit more zen, we're calm, we're back in our big brain, I think is what they call it, our big brain. All right. Wondering how we might connect with power. Do you have a newsletter?
Oh, it's coming.
That is a great question. At our last meeting, we decided that we are going to make a newsletter. So that could be something that I connect with Christine about, and maybe she can get that sent out for us or help us connect with you guys. All right, and then we have this or that, and I think we're gonna let Christine take the lead on that.
Okay. All right. Actually, I'm going to have Adam Weiser take the lead on this or that, where we show you 2 options and you get to make the choice.
Would you like to take a shower or a bath?
All right. When you think about self-care, would you prefer to take a shower or would you prefer to take a bath? Oh, and we've got some self-advocates saying both. All right. You go on with your fabulous self and speak up and speak out. Andrew says shower. TCRC, 7 people are heading to the shower. One person's heading to the bath. All right. Anybody else want to share? Oh, holy moly. The branch at Trinity Services, they are in all caps. They are really speaking up and speaking out and saying, shower. All right. Okay, let's go to the next one. Adam?
Would you like to do yoga or do meditation?
Ooh, okay. So we're going to get our Zen on here. Would you rather do yoga or would you rather do meditation? Yoga or meditation? And I'm seeing both. I'm seeing yoga. Regina is chiming in on both. Aspire South, both. Andrew, he's going to do some yoga. The branch at Trinity Services, both. All right. You guys are some Zen folks. Oh, okay. Kreider is meditation. Oh, okay. And this is some great feedback from Envision. Not sure of the difference on this particular question. Not really sure. And so thank you for speaking up and speaking out. I don't know if there's anyone at Aspire that could give just a quick difference between what's yoga and what's meditation. That might help people decide.
Okay, well, I guess we can help with that. Yoga is what you can use with your body. You take the moment of movements and be one. Sometimes they will say be one with your inner self and things, and then just go into movements. Meditation is in your mind. Deep breathing, taking the time to.
Hey, John. Hi. Good. How are you? Yes, I do.
Just taking a look, check on radiators.
That's the what you guys think. Yoga is more like movements. You do slow movement, taking your time, stretching, and then meditation is more in your mind, right?
Ooh, Regina and all, I really like that difference. Yoga uses your body, meditation uses your mind. I hope that helps. And TCRC, 3 people said yoga, 6 said meditation, and 1 said, not interested. And that's okay. All right. What's our next one? Adam? I'm not seeing Adam right now. So, oh, here he comes. And you're on mute, Adam.
Do you like cooking or baking?
Ooh, cooking or baking. I like eating, so I'm down with cooking or baking. The branch at Trinity Services, 2 baking, 1 cooking. Joy Daniels, cooking. Aspire says both. Oh, TCRC, 3 cooking, 6 baking, and 4 for both. Andrew, gotta do some baking if given the choice. Latrice says both. All right. Cooking. Thank you, Kristen. All right. Do we have another this or that? Oh.
Any other ideas?
Anything that you'd like to share, your personal self-care favorite. And so Envision said both cooking and baking. The Alliance's own Tavares Wesley coming in with the both. All right. RGA Mize, reading. Yes. Kreider Services, 2 cooking, 2 baking. And everybody else is undecided, and that's okay. And we can always change our minds about what we like and what we don't. Kylie, 7 for cooking. And now the question that Adam put out to everyone is, any other ideas? Do you want to share what your personal favorite self-care item or thing to do is? I know I said or wrote, I like to cut my grass. It is my jam. Love to cut my grass. All right, Kylie, listening to music. Yes. Adam, do you have a personal self-care favorite?
I like let's see, I like watching the beach.
Ooh, watching the beach. And I know you like riding your bike as well when the weather's nice. Yeah. Oh, here we go. We've got singing in the shower, personal self-care, a skincare routine. Oh, that can be really relaxing. All right, Steven, he gets his jam on, brushing his teeth. Love it. Ooh, Kylie getting a pedicure. Ooh, yeah. Getting your toes done, getting your feet rubbed. Now, some people don't like that, and that's okay. And others say, that's just fine. Ooh, Starbucks. Making friendship bracelets. Oh, that is so amazing. I know some people who are really into the diamond art. Those little, I don't know, the pieces are really little and I don't see so well. So that might not be a good choice for me. Oh, we're rolling in hot now. Getting your hair done. Have somebody who walk into the library. And we heard that Leanne and Chewy and other people talking about all the amazing things that you can get and do at the library. All right. Andrew's off to get some Dunkin'. Megan likes combing her hair. All right. Anybody out there like oldies music? There's someone at Main Street that does. Wow. Lighting candles, coloring, petting the cat, gardening, walking, jogging, petting the dog, going to the zoo, maybe seeing some of those elephants, getting your nails done. LCAA, playing basketball. David, I didn't know you liked word searches. That's cool. All right, farming and going to church. Faith communities are really important to many, many people. Listening to lo-fi music. All right. Fishing, golfing. I like to fish when I catch something. Jake likes riding his bike. And the branch at Trinity Services, lo-fi. All right, we've got swimming. Hopefully you're swimming inside on days such as today. And I have to ask this question because I'm not familiar. And when we don't know something and we want to find out, we can always choose to ask the question. What is lo-fi music? L-O-F-I music.
Hi, can you hear us?
Yes.
Hi. So, lo-fi is basically a form of relaxation music that incorporates very gentle hip hop beats that's not too overpowering to the ears, and it has beautiful melodies with it, but it's very relaxing. Sometimes they have like raindrops included.
Oh, cool.
Or fireplace too. Yeah, fireplace. They have themes, like it could be a fall theme, Christmas theme, spring theme, summer theme.
Oh,
So,
Trinity Services coming in for the win. Thank you. Yes. Whoop, whoop. I have heard lo-fi music, not heard it, but heard about it and thought, well, what's that all about? Now I know.
It's wonderful.
It's wonderful. I'm going to have to check that out. Thank you for the recommendation.
You're welcome.
Yes, we did have that. Someone likes to go to movies. Hey, we got another basketball player. Thank you, Dakota. And thank you, RJ Mize. They have this question. I think this is for Trinity. Can you get the lo-fi music on YouTube? And if you could let us know, is that something that you can kind of search for and find on YouTube? All right, that's a resounding yes. Yes, you can. So thank you all. And thank you to the amazing self-advocates at Power of Self-Advocates Aspire for our self-care presentation. And now we're on to action planning and problem solving. So take it away.
All right, so this is Tara. Hard to follow your energy, Christine, especially since I'm not feeling so well today. But Tavares and Adam are going to talk about action planning and problem solving. So today has been such a fun, awesome day of learning all about our options, learning about employment and wellness and financial literacy. And so we want to leave you with a couple of takeaways. So you know what you want, you know what you don't want. What are the next steps? So Adam and Tavares, if one of you could talk about the pieces of the self-advocacy puzzle. Adam, why don't you start us?
So the first part is what? So what is the thing you want to do to help solve the problem?
Right. And then the next one is
how. So how are you going to be able to look at the problem and make an idea to how you can change it?
Okay.
And then who is the person involved and the others that you can speak to help solve the problem.
Right. So people who could support you potentially. Yeah. And then the next one is
when and where. So when does this happen and where can it happen? And just being able to find goals to help solve it.
Yeah, perfect. So advocacy is the tool that we use to get the things that we want or stop the things that we don't want. So Adam, let's do just a quick example. What was something today that we learned? So say someone, we heard that a couple people want jobs, or a lot of people want jobs, right? And they want to be able to save their money and maybe live in the community. And so we know what is. People want more opportunities in a full life. So how do we go through this process? What would be the next step after what?
Like you would go find ways you can get a job, like going on the internet or looking up a job ad or something like that.
Yeah, or speaking to a counselor from the Division of Rehab Services or someone at your agency, right? Community resource provider. So sometimes agencies have in-house support. And so there's lots of ways that we can, help folks to think about jobs, right? And so we talked about who they could talk to, right? A counselor, or maybe it's someone at their house, a staff or a family member, to help them, make a resume or fill out an application, right? And then thinking through some of those when and where. When do you want to work? Day or night? Do you still want to go to a day program? So then maybe you'd have to work at night. Do you want to work on weekends? Do you want to work far away or close by? So a lot of these questions we can answer using the pieces of the self-advocacy puzzle. Does this make sense for everybody? And Christine, I'm going to ask you to monitor the chat, which you've been doing wonderfully. Okay. And then there's lots of other ways that we can engage in advocacy. So we're going to talk about some of those. The first one is agency and organizational advocacy. So this is wherever you receive services. And these are things that we've thought about that you can think through to kind of figure out if engagement at your agency is working or not. And are there ways that we can advocate around that? So Tavares, why don't you tell us what these are? What should people be thinking about?
Let's break it down. Engagement, advocacy, and organization. Do I just get my own words? So you just want to read this right here?
You could put it in your own words. That'd be great.
Okay.
And I can help too.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna read it, then I'll explain it.
Okay.
We are offering regular classes or opportunities to learn about and engage in self-advocacy, meaning that we basically just help out, give opportunities. Like if some people are struggling and they know how to really speak up about certain things they won't, or they feel like they don't have the power enough to advocate, and that's why we come in to get assistance and all that. I mean, we don't be like, oh, you should speak this way, oh, you should speak that way. No, we just assist and just guide you on, what you feel is right and stuff like that. Okay, we also not only do we say, but we give resources to our knowledge and to our skills. Meaning, what our knowledge is, like some of the past experience that we have dealt with going through life and all that, or stuff that we have seen, and how we adapt from the space. Like some our activities say practice makes better, but we all still practicing. We all, have a time. I ain't saying mess up, but sometimes we could, forget a thing or two. So that's why we always say practice makes better, because we always practice it.
Yeah, let me interject there. So lots of these things that we're seeing on the screen are questions for you all to think about. Are you offered classes on self-advocacy where you receive services? If the answer to that is no, then maybe we want to talk to staff or the executive director or another decision maker to make that happen. Are you given opportunities to serve on committees or work groups? Can you help hire new staff or train new staff? Yeah, I see some hands. That's great. So those are that's what we call best practice, which means that's the way that we want all agencies to be in providing services, right? Because you are all the client and we are serving and supporting you. So it's our job, our most important job, to make sure that you have all the tools and opportunities you need to live a full life in the community or whatever setting you want to live in. So these are just a couple of things to think about where you're receiving services. Are there ways that you could advocate for more change? And I hope that makes sense. And if there's questions or you want to raise your hand, please feel free to do that if you have a question, or type in the chat, okay? Can you communicate your concerns? Are you allowed to give suggestions without retaliation, which means someone coming after you for speaking up and speaking out, right? So that's something that we want to be really conscious of. And can you influence the cultural change at where you're receiving services? That's really important. And then when we talk about community advocacy, Adam, why don't you talk through some of these opportunities that we want folks to have? So again, when you hear Adam talk about these, be thinking, have I done this? Do I want to do this? If you do, maybe take a note of that. Okay, and then use our resources and all the resources you got today to help make that a reality. So Adam, why don't you tell us what are some of those community engagement opportunities?
Have you ever attended a public meeting? Then there are resources to prepare for this kind. For example, like an elevator speech is very good to being able to practice before, if you're going to a conference or if you're going out in the community and wanting to speak up and speak out. And there are resources and there's lots of support out there. And we're able to connect with our policymakers and our elected officials. And we're allowed to communicate our concerns, suggestions, and other ideas to these individuals. And we have to really have good influence to be positive and make a social change and destigmatize the IDD community.
Yeah, for sure.
And also we have to influence policy changes.
Yeah, so there was a slide before about systems change, and that's really, it's kind of like a big concept, right, Adam and Tavares, where systems change means that all of these things come together to change the system that we have, that it sometimes can be broken, right? So if you're struggling to get a job or you're on a waiting list for services, or, these are things that can really be frustrating, and we need to change these systems, and it takes a long time. Sometimes it takes decades, right? And so we're chipping away and trying to make things better. And the best way that we can do that is together and starting small in our own communities, starting where we are. So where that is for all of you on today's call, is wherever you receive services, wherever you are right now. So at your day program, your workshop, at your SILA, at your ICF, whatever, wherever you are, who can you talk to make changes that are important to you for yourself and also for other people with disabilities, right? Because we're all in this together, and what affects one of us affects all of us. Yeah? Okay. And then Tavares, let's come back to talking about statewide and legislative advocacy. So advocacy meaning like laws with legislators, like the governor, the mayors of your town, the who else, Adam? Who am I missing? So we have the president, senators. Am I missing anybody else?
Want to count the lieutenant governors?
Yeah. So people from your small community up to the state and then nationally, right? So what are some opportunities for people in terms of this kind of advocacy?
I mean, did you say
on the screen?
Did you say representatives?
Yes. Oh, no, I don't think so. Representatives.
State senators. I think we said that already. The mayors of people, towns, and all that. Like I stay in Lansing, I have a mayor out here. And like the suburbs, they got like at least 10 different mayors. I mean, I'm probably off, but yeah, I think it's more than that. But each different person that's some type of lawmaker officer that you could reach out to. Like I said, the state capitol office. Go probably some of the senators offices downtown.
Absolutely. All right. So Adam, why don't you summarize some opportunities that people may have?
You attend a public meetings in different areas like Springfield. You can go to a big meeting if you're interested in talking to somebody. You can go to a conference, hearings.
Right? Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
You can connect with your state policymakers or your elected officials. Mm-hmm. You can communicate your concerns, suggestions, and ideas to the public officials, and influencing different public social change and destigmatizing intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Right.
And you can do it at a state or national level.
Right. So all these things are very similar. I'm sure some of you may have noticed that. A lot of these bullet points are pretty much the same. So whether we're going to start small in our communities or move up to statewide advocacy or federal, no one is better than the other. I'm telling you that right now. Change is change, and we all are contributing to systems change, right? And so every single one of us is important. And, these are just some opportunities and ideas that we have thought about. And there is so much that came up today. We heard a lot of what you guys and gals want to do and don't want to do. And so this is a resource that we have provided. It's called our action plan. And so this is just a worksheet that you could use to think through any goals that you may have, right? So an example, we talked about getting a job before. Adam, let's go through getting an apartment. So we talked to, I know Leanne and Chewy talked a lot about financial wellness and literacy. And it seemed like, of course, Chewy was doing an activity. And so he wanted to show us how some people may, be struggling with their, finances, right? But there are lots of things that we need to do in order to live independently, right? And so finances is one of those things, right? So if we're thinking about, I want to move out of my parents' house, or I want to move out of, a state-operated developmental center and live on my own. That's the goal, right? So what are some of the things you would put in the what category? So we gave away the first one. That's finances, financial literacy. So that's a whole thing in itself. That could be its own action plan, right? So that's like, all right, understanding what money's coming in, understanding what's going to go out, knowing how much you have to spend, right? Those are all the things that Leanne and Chewy so eloquently described to us before. So what are some other things that a person may have to do to move out? And people in the chat, you feel free to share as well. For those of you who do live on your own or want to, what are some of the things that you have to do?
Like what you said about to maintain it, or just to like get on your own period.
Yeah, I mean, so getting there, but then also when you get there, maintaining it. So Tamaris, if you are going to live on your own, do you think you need to learn how to do your laundry before you move out?
I would tell you, well, I'm got to my own with some sideways, but
yeah. Well, ideally
is
yeah
is that if you have resources or people to like help you, you could go through the resources. Like if you to say you talk to a case manager or your IPP worker, or or a person is close to you, you can talk to them, and you can get the resources, and you get to the steps to get to what you want, or you could search, like somebody just said in the chat, you could search for a roommate. Y'all could go.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. So, like, knowing your options is a really good place to start, and probably having really thorough conversations with your staff and putting that into your plan, right? So thinking through, like, if you're not independent with meds, or you need support with hygiene, or toileting or self-care, which cool, you may need to think through how am I going to get those services, or how can I get to that place where I can be independent? And, what are the sports that I will need to be independent, and how am I going to make all this work? So those are a lot of questions that you've got to think through, right, before you make a big decision like that.
And this is Christine. I want to share some things that showed up in the chat. So perhaps needing to get a job so that you can afford to move out. Andrew says, what location? We heard Chewy and Leanne say that $1,000 might get you something up in Chicago, might get you more than that in Southern Illinois. And also from Aspire South Academy, maybe you need a roommate. Maybe you can't afford it all on your own, but somebody else who'd also like to move out. Maybe you share.
That's and also, if you don't have the resources and don't know the connections to get the apartment you need. You gotta get somebody that you could trust and go around look for rent signs, or you could look at newspapers for rent signs and all that. And if you do get contact with a landlord and all that, they're gonna check your background. You're gonna have to pay background fees and all that. So I mean, basically, it is kind of best to really know somebody will go through like a little program and all that. Because trust me, if you're doing it on your own, it's gonna be more harder work, and the landlord or person that you try to rent to their building could come up with something to say your background is not good enough and try to take your money and set you back. So
there you go. Awesome. Well, that was really great. So as we wrap up, we've got just a couple minutes left together, and we want to open it up to you all to speak up and speak out. We've been sharing throughout the day things that we want to do, but are there any next steps that you're thinking about? Any ideas or takeaways of, well, I know what I want to do, but how do I get there? So how are we going to make that happen? Who are you going to talk to? When? What does that look like for you? So, Christine, as we pause and wait for comments to come in, Adam, why don't you share what is on our screen?
So here's a quote that people may say. The more you practice, the better you get. And so we have to take certain steps to being able to practice something to make us get better at something that we are learning.
Absolutely. Beautifully stated. And then if you had to summarize some of the things that we hear time and time again from self-advocates, what are those things that we hear as the battle cry for people with disabilities?
I can speak up about anything that's important to me. Everyone communicates. I can be an ally for others. I can speak up to anyone I want. I can speak up anytime and any place I want. It's my right to speak up for myself.
Oh, yes. And let's do that last one all together and say speak up and speak out, right? So if wherever you are on 3, let's say speak up and speak out. Okay, Adam, you want to count us down?
3, 2, 1.
Speak up
and speak
out.
Okay, let's do it one more time.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Speak
up.
Speak up
and speak
out.
out. Yes.
Woo!
And we have someone from RGA Mize Center who is going to speak up and speak out by talking to their grandmother.
Oh,
yes.
wonderful.
Is there a trusted person in your life that you can speak to? And you get to choose who that person is. And you get to choose what you share and what you ask. It's all up to you.
Okay. Any other comments?
So does anyone else have anything they'd like to share? You are certainly welcome to type it into the chat. You're also welcome to raise your hand so we can find you and we can take you off of mute and you can speak it out loud to the group. We'll keep it open for a couple more minutes for you to have the opportunity to do that. Just a couple things to remind you of. The first is this rally was being recorded and we will upload it to our YouTube channel. We'll also send all of our registrants a copy of the link. The second, we will send you a copy of the PowerPoint because there were bits of information and links on there. We're also going to include WIPA, WIPA information. So as you are considering employment and you don't want your benefits to change, perhaps you reach out to a WIPA coordinator to talk about that. Finally, when we end our time together today, a 5-question survey is going to pop up on your screen. You get to choose if you take it. We'd really like you to answer those 5 questions. It's important to us to make sure that we are providing what you want and need. I am going to share. Mike from Kreider says his friends, do they need to speak up and speak out, Mike? Are you encouraging them? Sometimes it takes us encouraging our friends to speak up and speak out, or us doing it ourselves, and we serve as the leader or the example. Annie says, I talked to my sister and my staff. Thank you, Annie, for those words of wisdom. Maybe you have a sister that you could speak with or staff. Remember, the choice is yours. Anyone else want to share? During our last little bit of time together, we have made it. We got on at 10 o'clock and we have been sharing lots of information. Yes, yes, yes. From employment to financial literacy to self-care and kind of everything in between. We've covered a lot of ground today.
Hey, watch it.
Oh, did someone want to say something?
I do. My name is Joshua.
Hi, Joshua. Yes, go ahead.
The person I usually speak out to is my rabbi. He lives in Texas, but he's a Messianic, and I'm not just Messianic Jewish, but I'm also a disability rights activist.
Oh, Joshua, thank you so much for sharing. Many of us are, our faith and our faith communities are very important to us, and knowing the people we can reach out to within our faith communities is helpful. So, Joshua, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, and you're welcome.
Oh, absolutely. Anyone else want to share?
Peter Frederick Baumeister.
Say that again, please.
This is Peter Frederick Baumeister.
Well, hi, Peter Frederick Baumeister. Did you want to share something?
Well, yes. Yeah, okay. I already have my YouTube.
Okay.
The speak up, speak out.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Peter, do you like to check out YouTube?
I usually do.
Oh, yeah. I know a lot of people who like to watch YouTube for all different kinds of things. Did you want to share anything else?
Can you name them?
Oh, can I name what they like?
Yes.
Oh, I think some people like detective things. I think some people like watching about animals, or they like documentaries, or music. There's all kinds of things you can find. But I appreciate you speaking up and speaking out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, I'm not seeing anyone else. I do want to share as we close out our time together that the Alliance, we have an email if you want to connect with us. It's info@Self-Advocacy Alliance. We also have a website. There's lots of resources on there. You can find that at selfadvocacyalliance.org. If you're on social media, Facebook, we have a Facebook page. You can find us and like us by searching for Illinois Self-Advocacy Alliance. We have a lot of learning and advocacy opportunities there. And then finally, we do have a YouTube channel with more than 150 recorded presentations. The cool thing about YouTube, you can check it out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. Yes. So RGA, we thank you for saying thank you. Greg, thank you as well. Shalia and all the folks up in Waukegan at Kylie. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yes, we celebrate you. Thank you for coming. Yes, Gary from our funder, the Illinois Council on Developmental Disabilities. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for your ongoing support. All right. Yes, Gary, did I say ICDD or did I say it wrong?
You were good. No, it was great.
Oh,
Thanks.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yay, I said it right. You know,
Sorry.
it
Didn't mean to throw it out. Yeah.
gets a little long in the day. All right. William Bedell, ARC in Wood River. Thank you. Kreider Services in Dixon. Whoop, whoop. Andrew. Yes, you came. We made it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for reaching out. We are real thrilled and hope to get to know you as a self-advocate better. All right, everyone. Until next time, let's keep on speaking up and speaking out. All right. Bye-bye.